Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Betr. It is Wild Card Weekend recaps episode.
We talked about every game, every team, what every team that lost has to do to fix it. A nice, I think, perfect quarterback tier list from Adam. And there's just a couple of fiery hot takes in the middle, I guess.
Long episode. Yeah. Strap the fuck in. And also, there's only one fantasy app that you should be playing throughout this NFL playoffs. It's Betr. So make sure to download Betr, play Betr Picks. Use promo code CAPSOFF when you do. Long episode. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Caps Off, presented by Betr.
Playoffs.
January 13th.
Playoffs.
We got one good game. One good game.
We got one good game.
Dude, it was a fucking snooze fest for the first four.
Complete snooze fest.
I was falling asleep during the Eagles-Packers game. Like, genuinely,
I was TikTok doom scrolling for that entire.
Dude, you went to the simulator and hit golf balls for an hour.
I probably took 300 swings in the golf
I don't think I heard a word
trying
from
to hit a hole
Pat
in one.
in 3 hours.
Yeah, there was nothing to fucking talk about. You guys,
Dude,
respect to you guys.
You could have just talked to us and hung out.
I know, but respect to you guys for trying to talk ball and get excited about shit. There was nothing to get excited about. The only thing we were getting excited about was Rizzo sweating Malik Heath to get a yard in the Packers game.
It was kind of
electric.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Jaden Reed went out, Romeo Dobbs went out, and it's like, oh, Malik Heath o'clock.
I think that speaks volumes, though, to the quality of each game, that the most exciting thing we had from the last 2 days was Malik Heath maybe getting a yard.
Well, no, I was sweating the tease that ended up not winning, but it was I was sweating plus 15.5 for the Steelers yesterday when no one else in the country was watching.
I hate the Steelers. I think I just I don't know why. I just don't like the Steelers.
I will also admit I think my silence had a lot to do with all of my bets lost very early on in the slate, and then I had also deployed all my capital. And then I was a bit checked out.
And then it's just no fun.
Which is sad.
This wild card weekend specifically,
I
realized it's not even a realization because I know how bad I am at gambling, but to go 0 for 12 and have a few of them be super close,
dude,
is really disheartening.
You know how fucking dumb I am too? Who did I pick to win the Commanders-Bucks game? I picked the Commanders, but my little stupid fucking brain
bet on the Bucks.
We bet on the Bucks.
Nah, hey, no Commanders. Yes, Bucks. Bucks got it. So I put fucking it's 5 units on the Bucks. I was really feeling it, and I was down a lot.
Pat, you were also close to putting the Aaron Rodgers tattoo on your ace.
I wasn't though.
Really.
It was for 5 minutes. I was sweating.
If they tied it up at halftime, you're sweating.
I wasn't even. I was more concerned about hitting my over bet than I was about the Broncos making a comeback there.
Yeah, when he missed the field goal at the end of the half, you're like, fuck.
Wow.
I'm pissed because I shout out the Broncos. Great year. Way over exceeded expectations. Prove me wrong, all that, yada, yada, yada. But I let the fucking Broncos fans get in my head, and then I threw in the Broncos plus 17.5 into my can't lose parlay of the weekend for $100 on
17
it. 17.5. You guys couldn't cover 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Go.
I don't need to go. I'm not gonna go. That was me going. I just went.
No, I was gonna say that was a push.
It was just they looked terrible, and the offense. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. The Broncos weren't as good as
we're going to go.
Yeah.
Something we didn't write down, though, that I kind of wanted to bring up potentially. There was another fan base that kind of gave us a lot of shit this year.
Texans?
No.
This year.
What fan base fucking hates our guts?
The Vikings.
All of them?
The
Vikings, the Broncos.
The Vikings.
The Vikings, yes.
Yeah.
Vikings DM'd us.
Guys, the Vikings
DM'd us on Friday.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I was out to a concert and very not involved in this, so I'm kind of also hearing this for the first time.
Yeah.
Wait, you haven't?
You saw the tag.
I saw the text. I know they DM'd us, but I don't know what.
I was in the middle of a fucking swimming workout, and on my phone it starts vibrating a FaceTime from Jack, and I go, look.
I was freaking out.
I was in the middle of a candlelight concert listening to Hans Zimmer, so I can't break the phone out. Not the actual Hans Zimmer, but it was a string quartet playing his biggest hits.
That's unbelievable.
It was a lovely little day.
That's the most.
Yeah, but they DM'd us. So apparently, obviously they've seen our stuff, but they must have seen it again.
They saw it again.
And
here we are.
They DM'd us. It was crazy. I opened it. It was wild, and I was just like, "Oh, we have requests on Caps Off DM." I always check them, and then it goes from the Vikings. Hey, what's best mailing address for you guys? Thanks.
Okay, let's pause here. Let's just take a beat.
We have not gotten the package yet.
No, we're gonna open that and we're gonna live. Yeah. We're gonna record the whole thing. But
what if it's not here by tomorrow?
It doesn't matter. Then we'll
open it.
What if they lose?
Well, then
they're not losing.
Yeah, they are.
But let's take a beat right now on just this interaction. I really thought we were set up for a full-on conversation with the 23-year-old who was running the Vikings social channel.
I was very excited.
I thought they were about to banter. Yeah, we've seen your videos. Oh my God, that's funny. Here's a like, a little ha-ha. And what the fuck happened, Jack?
Nothing. They just liked the message.
You sent 6 messages and they just liked it.
I saw a lot of purple coming from Jack.
Well, no, there was a lot of things to say. Oh, I'm also like a text that I don't put a bunch of stuff in the same text.
Yeah,
I'm
the same way.
Separate. Yeah. So I go, OMG, hey, send. First of all, skull.
The lead-off text being OMG, hey.
Yeah, OMG.
Oh, sorry. I was
Zest.
And then next, thanks so much for reaching out. Send the address. That's our office. If you need a name instead of caps off, you can put it under mine. So stoked y'all have seen our videos, though, and reached out for real means a lot.
Very nice texts.
And
there looked like there was more.
That was it. And they liked the message.
Let me see that. They looked like
and
there
then
was
I said,
four more messages.
Adam wanted me to send this, so I sent it.
Yeah, I knew there was more.
This is the Adam one. This is the Adam one he wanted me to send. I was like, I feel like I already did enough. But then he's like, and then he's like, let's have a little fun with it. All right,
well,
like,
you had already sent 4 messages prior.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Why'd you guys send so many texts?
It's not that many. Okay.
You sent 8 unanswered texts.
6. And then Adam wanted me to say, apologies on the Sunday night jinx.
No! Hold on. I called
There's
you.
2 more.
I called
No,
you.
that was it.
Jack, I called you before you start. I didn't know you had a full-on conversations. My suggestion was, let's have fun with it and own up to us being stupid. And you guys are smart.
Or just be like grateful that they like reach out to us, want to send us stuff. So,
well, you can do both.
Skull. Blah,
Okay,
blah,
fun
here's
game
our address.
now. Let's guess what we think they sent.
I have a couple theories.
Okay. No, you get one theory. You got 1.5 theories.
I think they're gonna send us a bunch of Rams stuff because we jinxed the shit out of them. I think it's gonna be Rams gear.
See, we had this debate today in the office. Like, I don't think they give a fuck about us. I don't even think they're like thinking that far ahead. I don't know if they
put
have
us
a
on
good
the big
social
screen for a
team.
hype video, Adam.
But I don't know if they thought
used
that
us
far ahead.
in video edits.
But that doesn't mean they're like, oh, they reverse jinx, and then they rooted for us. And
Well,
then
why
did
did they reach out to us now? They must have seen all of the stuff from last year.
Our video reacting to
Make a wish. I don't know.
Our video reacting to Sam Darnold overthrowing Jet has got like over 1 million views. So like,
no, but like, why reach
again?
out now? Like, they must have seen us jumping on the bandwagon and then losing, and they must have seen the content from last weekend.
Or we're just making all this
I also
up in
have
our
had
head.
multiple Vikings employees like reach out to me saying that they have talked to their social team, like they're aware.
So long. My guess is if this team has any pop to them and
zest.
any fun going on in Minnesota's organization, if they send us some type of exploding package of like purple paint or like,
that's awesome.
That is what I'm hoping. Like,
or
if
just
they
like
prank
a flaming
us,
bag of poop.
like they need to prank us. If they just send some like Vikings gear and
fun.
shit,
I don't want it.
I want it. I'll take it. Thank you. I hope that's
you can't take it. Me and Adam will take it.
Well, I was on the bandwagon.
Whoa! You can't pump and double pump and triple pump. You already chose to leave the bandwagon.
I was on the bandwagon.
The wagon is left. The train is left the
chose
station.
the Rams this week for the Vikings.
Okay, those listening and watching, comment down below. Does Pat get to come back on the bandwagon?
No,
if they
I'm
send
not
us
coming
gear?
back on the bandwagon. I just want the free shit.
I really hope they prank us. That'd be funny as fuck.
Same. I want. Long story short, I was gonna say if they just send us some merch, thank you. But like, come on, you guys could have done something so funny.
Well, at least a handwritten.
Jesus. I hope not.
Anthrax. Yo, we killed them.
It's just a bunch of poisonous snakes.
Is it a federal crime to ship poop?
Oh, I don't know.
No,
I haven't
done that.
I'm sure it's a crime to ship anthrax.
I think that is a felony.
Yes, I would imagine that's a felony.
We open the package from the Vikings, they kill us.
Oh no, everyone in the office dead.
But yeah, I'll just give me a hat if they send free shit. If there's like, if there's 3 of everything, I fucking get one.
No.
I get the 3rd.
We get to fuck with you about it.
No, I get all like.
We get to give it away to a Vikings fan.
Fuck them. I'm on this podcast.
Comment down below what we should do. My guess is it is going to be like a little bit of merch, and then hopefully it is a handwritten note about making fun of us.
Fuck you. Yeah.
I need.
I don't think they'll say fuck you. I hope they have fun with it.
Or this is a big long con. They don't send us shit.
That would be a really
just
good
a
prank.
fucking tease.
That would be a really good prank. If then and then it's
they
like
post all the messages.
They post all the messages in the stadium, like, and it's Jack just being like, "Hey, just checking on that package. Did it ever come in?
Do you have a tracking order?
Yeah, do you have a tracking number?
Never gave me a tracking number."
Dude.
And then they're like, a week from now, they'd just be like, "You fucking dork bitch. You thought we were going to send you free stuff? You idiot."
It's a video of Justin Herbert being like, "Hey, fuck y'all."
Imagine if...
oh, man, they could do such funny stuff.
I know,
I hope someone on that social team has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
I hope. I pray. I imagine if they followed us back and we could just send a video call on, you know how on Instagram you can send a video call.
Hey guys, it's just some like 22-year-old intern.
Please, I
goes
hope
to University of Minnesota, plays fucking
Minnesota.
field hockey.
All right, I think we should talk 1 minute drill.
Yeah. So now we got like going.
That was good. That was fun. Comment down below what you think it's gonna be. We're gonna film the whole thing. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
I want a hat.
It's gonna be the most anticlimactic thing.
I can get you a hat.
Shout out QT Lids for this hat too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's got a
QT
Knicks hat
Lids.
coming in for me
He's on
too.
fucking fire.
Dude,
Oh
I've
my
had
God.
people asking for
We say no
Yeah.
free ads, but he's a friend of Jack's, and he
my
does
dog.
and he does good work, so he gets free ads.
Yeah,
And they're very high quality.
They're sick
Like,
hats.
Yeah.
I wear them literally all the fucking
it's also
time.
fun because it's like, all right, have you ever wanted to design your own hat?
That's
And
exactly.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
It's
sick.
such a fun little process. Like I DM'd him with this Knicks patch, and I was like, "What do you think?" And he's like, "Bro, sick find." he was like, "You thinking all black or cream and blue?" And I was like, "That's exactly what I was thinking. I can't decide."
Show me.
And then he sends you the pics with the logo just like hovering above it and what it could look like.
Anyway, follow qt.lids on
If you
Instagram.
want a
It's
hat
the
like
shit.
this or
Yeah.
any literally any hat on earth, you can get it.
Before we get back into the episode, I want to talk to you about Better Picks, the best daily fantasy app to use during the NFL playoffs.
It's super simple. Just listen to this. All you got to do is download the Better Picks app and select more or less than on your favorite players' projections, and that's all you have to do to win money.
I'm telling you right now, I have such a better time watching these games when I have my favorite players on the line to do something big to win me some serious cash.
Over 1 million people have downloaded the app already, so join them for a chance to win some serious cash all NFL playoffs.
Oh, yeah, and new users will get their first entry matched, win or lose, up to $250. So do the right thing, download Betr, and play Better Picks so you can win some serious cash this NFL playoffs.
All right, NFL Wild Card Weekend 1 minute drill. All right, because there's not enough games, so we're gonna see
1 minute.
Just like Jaden Daniels did it in 1 minute. We're gonna see what we
I
can
had
do
to
with
do the
1
timer
minute.
because-
But here's
yeah.
the caveat. All right, I got one caveat. We record this before Vikings Rams. So if you're gonna I'm gonna ask you for a take, but I need you to predict what happens.
Okay.
All right, so that's part of the game.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
I'm pulling it up.
Tell me when to go, because I have to
1
do the timer
minute.
now. I have two jobs to do now.
Oh, 1 minute
Yeah.
super soaker. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, Chargers Texans.
Justin Herbert is
he is
so ass. So
the
ass.
fact that he had
ass,
4
ass,
picks
ass,
in
ass,
that
ass,
game
ass,
in
ass,
3
ass,
regular
ass,
season?
ass,
For
ass,
Tua
ass,
takes,
ass,
you're a piece of
ass,
shit.
Ass, ass,
Oh,
ass.
New Year's
He's so ass.
resolution.
Is it
We
my
gotta
New
go.
Year's resolution's over with? Steelers Ravens.
Oh my
Fire
God.
Mike Tomlin.
Steelers
man.
are as bad as we thought they were, and the Ravens are
Fire
as good as we
Mike
thought they were.
Tomlin.
Ravens, like, you knew they were going to run the ball the whole time, and they just still dominated.
Broncos.
Yeah, no, I bet on Rashad
Bills.
Bateman.
Oh, Pat.
Bills, so good. Broncos fans, what a season. You guys can't be upset.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
way over exceeded
Bo Nix,
expectations.
biggest bus pick of all time.
Yeah, biggest bus pick of all time. I'm a
Packers,
clown.
Eagles.
Honk, honk.
Oh my God, Jordan Love also he also sucks.
Mega ass
He
off.
sucks.
It was an ass off.
Eagles weren't that good. The Packers were bad.
Well, Jalen, take some time.
The Eagles should have beat him by a
Commies
billion.
Bucks, best game of the weekend.
Thank God
Come
we got
on.
a good week. Oh my God, thank God we got a good game.
Jaden Daniels is fucking sick.
I would take him over 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL.
Also,
We're gonna talk about it.
Mike Evans also kind of just like
Dog.
ended the
Oh,
rivalry.
Vikings Rams. 6 seconds.
Vikings Rams. Oh, I think the Vikings win. I don't.
Rams curb stomp.
Janice, anytime I need
Did
to
you
make
see how
money.
they changed the field in Arizona to LA? It's time.
It's not. It's yeah. I don't know how I feel about the 1 minute drill.
It was
Okay,
a short minute.
Thoughts on the fact that I know Arizona's being very nice and hosting like the Rams to come there because of all the wildfires stuff in California. Little weird. It just looks weird with the Cardinals stadium, but like the Rams field and their logos and everything. I
gotta
don't know.
have it.
What
You
happened to
gotta have
rivalries
it.
in the NFL?
No, yeah, I hear that,
That's
but
not a
I,
rivalry at all, to be honest.
At
but-
one, it's like, yeah, Rams cards, division rivals.
The Cardinals
Two,
don't
it's
have
like, I mean, come on, like, there's things bigger than
Would it-
football
would
at
it
the end of
not
the day.
make more
Is really
sense
the
to go
answer to
up
that
to
question.
What if it was just they just made a Vikings field?
Yeah, like there are
Would
things
it
a lot
not,
bigger than
wait,
football.
would it
Yeah,
not
I'd be
make
like,
more sense to go to San Francisco?
Fuck that shit. They ain't going to the Bay. Sorry. I mean, that's rude.
Well, that's actually a rivalry.
Yeah, that's like actually like we don't fucking like them. We're not going to paint the Rams logo on our field. I'm not
Yeah.
doing that.
I get that.
Also, Phoenix is a closer drive than San Francisco. Fun fact.
Lie. No chance.
Nope. Promise you. 4 hours from LA to Phoenix. 6
Time it.
hours from
Pat,
San Francisco
time it.
to LA.
Is that so?
Thoughts on the 1 minute drill, by
does-
the way?
It was fun.
good.
I think it was the same urgency, which was good.
Yeah.
Feel
Sense
as
of
urgent.
urgency.
Oh, I
You want to know
felt
what's going to be
urgent.
crazy is as we get less teams, we're going to have to shorten the time. It's like
Yeah.
Brady overtime, you know?
Oh my
We
God,
could
the
do it in-
Mahomes.
Mahomes. Oh my God. The Mahomes drill.
The home
That's
13
gonna be fun.
seconds.
Where do we want to start?
5:15 from LA to Arizona, and this is at midnight, so this is no traffic
No
at
traffic,
all.
yeah.
5 hours and 15 minute
minutes.
drive.
Yeah,
To Phoenix?
to Phoenix, Arizona, and then from LA to San Francisco,
Do I understand?
Holy guacamole! Wait a minute. Two very different answers. I think.
Oh, don't go on Highway 1.
Well,
Don't go
I'm
Pacific Coast
being given
Highway.
5:25 and then 7 hours.
Well, it's still longer.
5:25.
Let me
By 10
see.
minutes.
Is it to show Highway 5? And then
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to go on the PCH.
you don't want to go on the
Wait, you want to know
Yeah,
what's
you wanna go
crazy?
on
Is
10
that
to the
Derek and
12.
JoJo and Carol are about to do a 4-hour drive.
Feel bad
right
for
now
them,
from
yeah.
Tampa.
Oh, that sounds
And
horrific.
it's 12 o'clock
Oh my
at
god,
night.
and they have to be in the office early tomorrow. That's fun.
Why? Well, that
Why do they
The
have to
name
be
of
in
the
early
game, to
tomorrow?
be fair.
won't happen.
Why
Where do
do
you want
they
to
have to
start?
be in early tomorrow?
Where do we want? I mean, I think let's start in order the games.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's break through some. Let's break through Chargers Texans. Let's talk. Let's start with there.
Let's start Chargers Texans.
Justin Herbert's a piece of shit.
Oh, you just want to get right into that, right?
Yeah,
here?
I think-
Okay, I was going
I
to
think
talk
it's-
up on the Texans.
No,
potentially.
I think we start with the piece of shit.
No, I think we need to start with the Texans because we're going to really beat Justin Herbert to death, and we might forget about the Texans.
we're going to beat
here.
him to a pulp.
But
We
I
might
just-
not even mention the Texans again if we start.
we
talking
need
about
to
I
them.
know,
started
Adam.
revving the engine.
But now it's kind of like it's kind of stalling.
It's stalling.
Yeah.
That's fair.
The Texans played a lot better than I think any of us expected them to.
This is how it went. Chargers. Tycho laughed at us for not picking the Texans.
Do you guys see what Rex Ryan was
Smart
saying?
man.
Yeah.
He's calling it a bye week for the Chargers.
Yeah.
He was clowning the Texans.
That's great. I mean, as were we.
As
be
we're
fair.
waiting,
I
but
think it
he's
was the
a head
healthiest
coach
their
in the
defense
NFL.
had been in a long time, right?
Well, you saw what D'Amico Ryan's coach defense can do to any quarterback. Like, that guy's a dog. And the fact that you have Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson coming off the edge.
That's insane.
Any team that is playing the Texans, especially if C.J. Stroud can continue to kind of keep going, they should be scared. And, like, I forgot, too, that the Texans have Deontay Johnson now. Not that he had
I
shit on the
forgot
Ravens,
about
but,
that.
like,
he's in like 80 something, and I just,
82.
It's just I thought he was a lot fatter.
Yeah.
He looked
Yeah.
a lot thicker. When you're an 18, he's skinny, he's frail.
This is the Texans team that we expected to see at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It was elite defense out of the Texans, and then C.J. Stroud playing good, safe ball.
Joe Mixon running the
280
damn ball.
yards, and then Joe Mixon
Joe
running
looks
the ball
good.
down your
Joe
throat.
looks good.
Yeah.
I wish the Texans were healthy and still had tanked down Stephon Diggs because
that would be a
I'm
fun
very curious what that team
Yeah.
could have done.
Yeah.
And I do think those two guys missing
Didn't
is
they
that
just
big of a
play?
thing.
Chiefs Texans, didn't they just play?
I don't know if they played.
Yeah, Christmas.
Oh,
They played
Christmas.
Christmas.
Nope, that was Ravens Texans.
Oh, you're right, but Chiefs
Yeah,
Texans.
both of them played on Christmas.
Oh, okay.
But, no, I also think like that game was just drunk. Like,
Yeah.
there were so many turnovers. Like C.J. Stroud looked solid, but he still didn't look great like at all. Like the offense. The one thing I'm scared of with the Texans is like C.J. Stroud has no protection. The offensive line's awful.
It was so funny for me when I was watching the game.
No, they did play. December 21st.
Yeah,
so right before.
Chiefs won
Right before
27-19.
Christmas.
That's when Tank Dell got hurt.
That's right.
Yeah. See, I didn't even watch that.
But speaking of the game being drunk, it was really funny. So it was 23-6, and I paused the TV for some reason. Someone was getting food or something, like didn't want them to
Sure.
miss it, and save up the juice for the commercial breaks. But it was 23-6, and then I looked at my phone by accident, and it was 25-12, and I was like, "What the fuck happened in the next 5 minutes where the Texans
It
got
happened
2
so
points
fast.
and the Chargers got 6, and then like I had to go to the scoring plays, and I was like, that was not remotely what I guessed. I assumed a safety was involved and a touchdown, but
no, weird. Yeah.
weird.
The
Anyway,
kicker.
Yeah.
I think we'll all be rooting for the Texans next week. Yeah, against the Chiefs.
I'll be rooting for them
won't.
for the first
I won't
quarter
be.
so that there's a live bet opportunity.
I don't like get annoyed by the Chiefs as much as like I feel like maybe the average individual.
I don't.
I get
you know
annoyed
why?
more than most.
because you win money off them.
No,
and
it's-
you
no.
fucking went to school there and they killed your life
The the real reason why you and I don't get affected by it too much
because we
because
suck.
we're an uncompetitive. We're
Yeah.
fans of uncompetitive football
Yeah,
teams.
yeah.
So like the last 10 years of Chiefs dominance doesn't mean jack to me because I was never going to compete with them.
I don't even think it's been like 5.
Yeah.
Like 6. I don't, whatever the fuck.
It really affects you.
Well, yeah.
So that's
we've
why I
gone
get you
to
hating
double-digit
them.
leads them,
And then
so-
I can make money off them too. So that's pretty dope. All right, Adam.
Anyway,
over to you on
this is
on
your-
the Herbie.
this is your show
Herbie
right now.
fully
It's
my
loaded.
Super Bowl right here.
we just want like there's so little teams playing right now. Like you have to talk about every team. Everyone wants to hear about them.
Needed to give the Texans their flowers before we start being really mean. Here we
3,
go.
2.
We got to stop putting Justin Herbert in the elite tier. We got to stop. The dude's a piece of shit.
Okay,
all right?
he's dead. Well, then now you're coming after his character.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit quarterback.
He's a bad
Piece of shit quarterback.
Let's stop putting like everyone's like, oh, he's top 5. He's so easy top 10.
We gotta hold this man, dude. How many years do we
Accountability.
go? How many times do we go after fucking Dak Prescott when he has a bad game or
Brock
throws
Purdy.
INTs? Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson,
Tua.
That's all we
Yeah.
fucking do is clown these fucking quarterbacks. And what has this dude done in the fucking playoffs? He's
Tell me,
lost
Adam.
twice. He's blown a 27-point lead speed. He has a combined 60.7 passer rating. He has a 2 to 4 touchdown to INT ratio, and it's getting harder to breathe as I get
you're
higher.
very
Take
red.
a deep breath. Take a
Every
deep breath.
vein in your neck is just
Take
popping.
a deep breath.
But he's not that good. He puts up crazy throws. He can do some amazing things, but he ain't a fucking winner.
You know what is firing me up with this rant? A couple days ago, Pat put together a top 10 quarterbacks list in the NFL, and I had Herbert at 8, and you two fucking bozos both clowned me for not having Justin Herbert in my top 5, and now here Adam is literally struggling to breathe because he's saying that Herbert is that bad of a quarterback. If that doesn't tell you how finicky this show is and how quickly we will change our takes, nothing will.
Let me be recent.
A week ago.
All right?
This wasn't even 7 days ago. 5 days ago.
My New Year's resolution was literally, I'm going to acknowledge Justin Herbert as a better quarterback than Tua, and it's 12 days into the year, and I'm breaking this shit. All right?
God.
I'm tired of this nonsense. Jaden Daniels has been in the league 1 year. He's already got more fucking playoff wins than this fucking douche. Sorry, I know I keep coming after his character. It's not intentional. It's just...
He's got a hot girlfriend.
Hey,
Yeah.
one of the interceptions was off Will Disley's hands.
I'm tired of this shit. Throw a better ball. I don't know. What the fuck you want from me?
The funniest
To
stat,
take some heat off of it.
The
Like, what do
funniest
you
stat
want?
to me about Justin Herbert is that, like, regular season warrior, right? Because he threw 4 fucking picks in that game against the Texans.
he had
He had
3.
3 all year.
Yeah,
He has more in
such an
2025
insane
than
stat.
2024.
At some point, like when we do these quarterback rankings, it can't just be regular. Like, and I know a lot of it does have to do postseason success, but like Justin Herbert has been in the playoffs twice and fucking choked twice. So we have to include that.
Holy
I'm
shit,
just-
my list is aging so well.
What I'm just tired
Jaden
about-
Daniels was at 6, and he looks fucking sick.
What I'm just tired about with the Justin Herbert narrative and what people say about Justin Herbert is that we don't hold Justin Herbert to the same standard as other quarterbacks. Listen to me, fucking faces. We don't hold Justin Herbert to the same standard as other quarterbacks.
There's a reason for that.
Because he's tall?
Because he's white.
I'm not saying that.
Everyone was white. I don't know what you're saying.
No, I'm just.
Are you bringing the race card into it?
No, I'm not.
I don't know what you're saying.
I was. I think it's just because he's tall, handsome, and athletic.
I think because he's a social media quarterback.
Oh, what's that mean?
Oh,
cool.
man. Emmanuel Ocho shit.
Oh,
Cool
If there's
throws.
this
any-
take brings me a lot of joy.
There are 2 quarterbacks in the NFL that are shared more than anyone when they make a crazy throw. It's fucking Patrick Mahomes and it's Justin Herbert. And I get it. Justin Herbert can make the most insane throws. The guy is talented as can be.
Josh Allen, too.
Josh Allen as well.
but
Josh
he's
Allen
also
as well.
elite.
But
He's like actually sick.
and I do believe Justin Herbert possesses elite traits and elite talents and can do some amazing fucking things. And I get it. Doesn't have the most elite wide receivers. Players dropping the ball. But at the same time, at the end of the day, when it matters most, he ain't going to be the one that gets you over the hump. He is not that dude to get you there. He needs everything around him to go properly. And that's fine because a lot of quarterbacks need to do that. Tua's going to need that. Brock's going to need that. That's fine. But if you want to put them in the elite conversation, if you want to put him with Lamar, with Josh Allen, with Joe Burrow, with
simply
Patrick
can't.
Mahomes, you got to take that talent away and see what he can do.
To be
And he's
fair-
been fucking
to
mega
be fair,
ass.
outside of Lad McConkey, he has a nobody.
Sure, but
Okay, but we've seen this. That's the point, though. That's what I'm saying right now is everyone puts him in the same conversation as the Lamars, as the Josh Allens, as the Joe Burrows.
People that do that are fucking dumb. They've always been dumb.
I
And
don't.
Josh, no talent right now. Josh
list is so
is
sick.
in the MVP conversation with no talent. Lamar for many years really hasn't had talent.
Jaden
We've been
Daniels.
saying get him talent. Now he finally gets Derrick Henry.
Terry.
Mahomes does it without talent.
Okay. And then Diami.
Yeah,
De'Ami
fucking
Brown looked
He
like
balled
Jerry
out. He
Rice.
balled out.
Then you got Justin Herbert right now, who yes, I understand everyone needs weapons and everyone needs talent. My quarterback does, your quarterback does. We all fucking do. But if you want to be in the elite category, if you want to be in the elite traits, in the elite
I got
tier,
a tangent at some point.
you can go off at some point.
No, I wouldn't. Right now is totally not the right time to do it.
Just feel it out.
Yeah,
Feel
no,
it out.
I'm not gonna. Well, on Justin
losing my
Herbert,
voice here. I feel like I'm talking
the
in
thing with
circles.
Justin Herbert that to me, the 4 interceptions, it's a skewed stat. The one was off Disley's hand. The 4th one was like a fuck it. We're down by
just
however
huck
many
it
points.
up.
I'm going for the
Take
game.
care of the
But
ball.
the pick six
the pick
lost the
six,
game.
it was 13-6.
What are you doing?
It was a 13-6
Yeah.
game, and he threw a can of corn. Pick 6.
That was a horrific
right to
throw.
the fucking chest of the Texans. Clear route to the end zone, and a legendary quarterback, a top 5 quarterback, a quarterback you want in the playoffs is a guy that leads your team on a touchdown drive there. Ties the game up at 13. It's an ugly game. No matter what you did prior.
that momentum.
It's 0-0.
Yeah.
Go win the game in the 4th quarter. And he just, they lost the game then and there.
Yeah.
The game was over.
It flipped on its head.
It was, and he really just, he doesn't have the it factor at all.
You want to talk about that quarterback tier list
Yeah.
you got? That was fun.
Again, everyone can make their quarterback rankings. Pat, you made your quarterback rankings. But to me, I think I pearled a quarterback tier ranking that is the only thing we can go off of for quarterback rankings heading into the next season. That's like, I genuinely believe
This is it.
I think it's correct.
Folks, buckle up because this is the only QB tier ranking that matters, and it is correct, and there's no arguments to be had.
It is actually perfect. So if you comment disagreeing, you're wrong.
And the three of us tend not to agree on a lot of things.
This
one,
perfect.
And
no
there are
arguments.
1,200 shares on this post right now.
Because it's fucking money.
Because it makes sense.
It's right on the dot.
Okay, in a league of his own, God tier, Patrick Mahomes, all right? I had so many comments on this, people saying, Mahomes, how is Mahomes in this list? He has 3 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs.
Right. Dude, the fucking idiots in the goddamn comment section being like, oh, he didn't even have a top 5 QB season this year. Have you watched football the last 8 years? Like, you fucking morons. Holy shit. Like, it doesn't matter. He's still Mahomes. Sorry, go on.
He does have the most Super Bowls out of every quarterback, most MVPs.
Okay, here's what happens, right? So that's God tier. But what happens if God tier dies?
Yes.
This is the next tier.
So this is the son of God.
This is God tier if Mahomes dies. Literally, Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's your top 4.
No one's even close to them.
That's your top 4. I don't give a fuck about any other quarterback, frankly. You could stop every conversation. I'm not going to listen because all I care about is that 4.
And I'm going to be honest, however you put 2, 3, 4, don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. Don't give a shit. Don't
Yeah.
give a shit.
To each his own. Everyone is entitled to their
Unless
opinion.
you happen to have
Unless you
Allen,
have them.
Joe,
Yeah.
Lamar, then we might have to do some digging into your family history.
I don't know. I think it's just yeah. I think any
Are
ranking.
you German and Argentinian?
Any ranking. Any ranking's good there.
Your grandpa's a
And then, once you get past those 4, these are the quarterbacks who can be top 5. They can be top 5, right?
Yes.
But they could also be the worst quarterback you've ever seen at the same time.
Yes.
But definitely aren't ass, right?
Yes.
They're not ass. But they kind of show flashes of being ass.
All right, so say that really fast all together.
Quarterbacks who can be top 5, but also the worst quarterback you've ever seen at the same time, but definitely aren't ass, but show flashes of ass.
Yes.
I think
Justin Herbert starts the list there.
And this isn't in any particular order.
No,
This is just
particular
the
order.
tier.
These can be interchangeable. Herbert, Tua, Jalen Hurts, Stafford, Goff, Brock Purdy, Dak, CJ Stroud, Jordan Love, Jaden Daniels, and Baker Mayfield. That's it.
I will
That's
say,
the tier.
Jaden Daniels does not enough information. He could go up that tier. He could go up that
He
tier.
can go up that tier, but we did that.
Yes.
He's
That's
5.
a pump.
He just went to 5 in my list.
No.
Just after today.
No, we did this with CJ Stroud last year and Jordan Love. Everyone put them in the top 10. That's what we're doing with Jaden Daniels. He could be in that tier, but it's those 4, and then it's everyone else. And on 1 week, one guy's going to be amazing.
If Jaden Daniels wins another playoff game, he could go into that tier.
Yeah.
I do.
Not enough information, but he's not ass enough to be in this last one. So, but he's not also on that tier. So
Yeah, but sophomore slump. Yes, Patricia.
This tangent I wanted to go on a little earlier.
good right now, huh?
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers should be on that list.
He does show flashes of ass, but also awesome.
I don't hate
I hate the guy with all my passion and being because of the locker room
3
cancer
Jets
that he is. But he put up over 4,000 total yards, so including his little bit of rushing.
He had a better year than Mahomes, or comparable.
He had the same exact stats as Mahomes.
Yeah.
He had 30 total touchdowns. He had 11 interceptions. He had 3,900 passing yards.
And
he was not the problem with the Jets. The Jets are the problem with the Jets.
And one guy's like, oh, he should retire. Other guy, baby goat. I'm
the biggest Aaron Rodgers hater ever.
I don't hate. I think there's conversations of like even a Bo Nix potentially there.
Sure.
But the problem is, like, I would take all those quarterbacks. That's like, again, one of these guys is going to play out of their fucking mind 1 week, and the next week you're going to question their existence. You're going to be like, I want a new quarterback. And that's just what happens.
And I think all those guys,
Jared Goff was on
and those
that.
are all guys that if they play bad, they are getting ruthless, merciless.
Roasted. It's like
I can't believe I gave $55 million to
these
this
are all
bozo.
guys that still, Kyler could even be in there, but these are all guys that are still getting the allegations.
No, Kyler doesn't show enough flashes for me to be in that.
That's fair. These guys are still getting the allegations. The guys prior, like Josh Allen, Lamar, and Joe Burrow, they beat the allegations.
What about Jameis Winston for 2 starts every time that he does play football?
Sure. So anywho,
for 2 specific, yeah.
That's the only way to tier the quarterbacks, and there's no other ranking that even makes sense. So I think you can't rank them. You have to tier them, and that's the tier that makes sense. So
at the end of the day, you could argue any of those guys to be 5 through 10.
Exactly.
And have facts, stats, vibes,
and
opinion,
and it will make sense.
And it all works.
Like, can I see it real quick?
Yeah, of course.
So, all right.
Like, you could put Brock at your 5 and
I
have
can't-
arguments to make a solid.
You can put
make a case.
Herbert at your 5.
And you can put Brock at 10 and have an
Tua,
argument.
All right, Herbert, you can easily say it could be that 5th guy.
Can I just quickly poke a hole in the Tua thing?
Last year.
Stats wise, for 2 years outside this year, but the last 2, was top 5.
No,
so,
yeah,
like,
it
just doesn't have the eye test.
so, all right.
But what am I going to say? Stats don't matter. At some point, they do.
So there's your argument.
There's your argument.
Jalen Hurts, you
Might
can
not
easily
have the
argue.
stats, but he's kind of the dog.
He had an MVP season.
Matt Stafford, Super Bowl champ.
Super Bowl champ.
Jared Goff, stats-wise, is there. Brock, I can bring up the stats for that. Dak, I can easily. I would say
Last
maybe
year,
he is
last
fine.
year to
MVP
me,
candidate
was
last
CJ
year.
Stroud.
Some were saying he was a
Some
top 5
had
quarterback
it.
as a
I
rookie.
wouldn't, but some
If he
would.
wins a playoff game against the Chiefs in Arrowhead, he's going to shoot up.
That'd be 3
go right to
playoff
five.
vibes.
Jordan Love confuses the shit out of me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it.
I might have an issue with him on that list.
I might do.
He was in my
Also,
top 10.
He might have a harder time.
Baker, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jaden Daniels, we just not enough information to classify him in a
My
team.
list aged so well.
But it makes-
in just 5 days, it aged from a Josh wine to a 2007 Cabernet from the Napa Valley.
What's wrong with a Josh?
Well, nothing wrong with it, but it's not anything to brag about.
So you guys
Yeah,
like
it's from
that
the
one.
Napa Valley.
You guys like that one, huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
love
that's great.
It's a great.
It's-
It is the tier.
If genuinely, if anyone says this list is wrong,
You're a bozo
you're wrong.
idiot. You're wrong.
You're stupid.
Well, Patrick Mahomes is,
he actually had quite the down.
I don't know how you dispute that. I genuinely don't. I don't
Shut
know.
up, bitch!
Yeah,
That's what
enough
I say.
out of you.
Question for you.
Sorry to our Irish friend. I did that this time, not Adam, and I
Yes.
feel bad.
Question for you. Though.
I also have yelled
'Cause
quite a bit.
We talked Jordan Love a little bit. Another guy. I know we're gonna go through games, but
Yeah.
just on the topic of quarterbacks, which quarterback would you rather have, Justin Herbert or Jordan Love?
For what
Next 5
specific?
years?
Justin
Just
Herbert.
going forward?
To win me a Super Bowl, I'd rather have Justin Herbert.
Or to win you. Okay, I like that one.
See, all right.
I had to.
I'm gonna be real.
I want the guns.
I'm just gonna say no, but like
no, those aren't the rules of the game,
that's not the
Jack.
game. That's not the game. No.
the game.
I think I'll go Herbert because he's played better for more seasons. Like fucking Jordan Love was not that good this year. He was near the
He was
top of the
hurt
league in
all
interceptions.
year, though.
Though.
He was
Like,
hurt all season long. I
He
feel
just
was
but
never
like
100%.
what game this year stood out? Like whoa, Jordan Love.
I'm gonna still take Herbert, but I think Jordan Love has this fuck it, I don't give a shit mentality that you're gonna need in the playoffs in big moments that Justin Herbert clearly.
Well, I also
does
think
not
Jim
possess.
Harbaugh doesn't let Justin Herbert like actually just sling the fucking rock.
Yeah, Justin Herbert
doesn't.
was a better quarterback. Well, Justin Herbert was that guy with even a Brandon Staley and Kellen Moore and
Yeah.
stuff. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
I feel like Jim Harbaugh like falls in love too much with like the run, maybe, which I get. You got to establish it, but at some point you got to know who the fuck's back there throwing the football.
I would take that team.
Is there
I want to ask the. I want to go
do
into
you
the
guys
next game.
cap slut? Do they
Good
do
cap
they
slut,
have cap space to
I think
perhaps
Yeah,
get a
to
wide
get a T
receiver.
Higgins.
get a T Higgins?
Yeah. I think man, T and Lad would be a sweet duo.
That'd be fucking
you got
so
alpha.
sick.
You got T's like kind of an alpha.
Perfect combo.
Yeah, and Lad just.
Yeah, shifty route runner.
I want to move it to
X.
Steelers Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm
First,
kind of out of breath.
let's
lost
give
my
flowers.
voice. Yes.
Also,
say
wait, real
flowers.
quick. Just do you guys listen to us with headphones ever?
No. It's
I-
got to be
like,
unbearable.
I can only imagine what the last 15 minutes have sounded like.
Sorry.
So
So I would just like to quick shout out and apology
gotta
to
be
any of the
unbearable.
Quickly,
headphone listeners.
when we recorded, it's a lot lower. I bumped the audio.
Yeah.
And I bumped the audio and I add a limiter. So actually,
Not
welcome.
the worst.
Good.
you're welcome. If
Hey,
I
you
didn't
know
add a
what?
limiter,
How about no limiter this week?
yeah. How about I have?
Oh my God. We would
Steelers Ravens. Let's give flowers to the Baltimore Ravens.
So
Dude, they're
sick.
so fucking good. Like
They
Derrick
could win it
Henry
all.
is
you
so
know,
fucking.
you know
could
what
win
the
it
thing
all.
with the Ravens that people like. I saw some stats. Ever since Kyle Hamilton switched back to like his natural position as a safety, that defense and that
was
secondary
he
has been
before? Like
unbelievable.
playing nickel?
Kind of nickel
in
linebacker
the
type of like
box, like-
hybrid type of guy.
Not like a high safety.
No, not high, but like now he's back in his natural
Look at
position
us
at safety.
ball knowers.
Their second, I saw this on the broadcast, obviously.
No, you didn't.
Dude,
no,
yeah.
you didn't.
You
You were
just
watching
know.
the All 22 and you were
22.
noticing.
I don't even know where to find all 22 film. I have no clue where to find
you
all
need an
22
account?
film.
I've
Do you
never
need
in my
an
life
account?
watched all 22 unless given to me on
Where
Twitter.
does one find? I'm sure I could just Google it, but I don't care. I'm not going to
NFL
Google
Films,
it.
do they have like a website?
It's
perhaps?
got to be.
Yeah,
There's got to be. An
But anyway,
All-22
the Ravens secondary has been so much better and so much more lethal since he moved there. And Marlon Humphrey's been playing really, really good football. Like that defense is terrifying now. To pair with one of the best offenses we've seen since the fucking Showtime Rams.
They're so damn efficient.
like
They're
so
efficient.
damn efficient.
They're an amazing team, and I want to talk about Derrick Henry at some point. But
Dude.
my number one concern with the Ravens is their lack of star power on the outside. And I know they didn't have Zay.
You're such a goddamn whore for just big-bodied wide receivers.
Yeah.
No,
No,
yes, you
hold-
are.
no,
like
hold-
Zay,
dude.
like no.
He's
no.
correct.
Give me a second, because like yes, they don't
I'll
have
rebuttal.
Jamar Chase, they don't have Justin
not
Jefferson, they
asking for
don't have
that.
AJ Brown, but like you're just looking for or CeeDee Lamb. Like, you literally just want a 6'2" wide receiver who you could draft in the first round of fantasy.
Who puts up 225,
and
15
that is
times.
literally your only logic. They have Mark Andrews, red zone target. They have Zay Flowers, shifty guy that you can get
Isaiah
all
Wyatt's a
the
great weapon.
Rashad Bateman has been a great deep threat this entire season.
May I?
Yeah, go
ahead.
ahead.
Eagles won today, and their 2 wide receivers didn't have to do fucking jack shit.
So then what are you concerned about?
The point being is that when the going gets tough, when you are going to go up against a team and the run is going to get stopped, who on the outside is going to be able to separate? You need your alpha superstar playmaker to be able to get open. Zay is going to have to be the guy. Do you think Zay can be that guy?
Yes.
If he's
I
not,
have
bro,
reservations, and I love Zay.
Then Lamar's just going to run circles around anybody.
Sure,
It
and that
doesn't
might
matter.
work, but it didn't work last year.
I think the thing that happens, like, first of all,
I'm just
no
saying
one's going to stop the run. No one can stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. That's just a fact, and you have to deal with that. You're not stopping them. Good fucking luck.
Someone will. The Chiefs will. Steve Spagnuolo will.
Yeah, he's maybe the only guy. Maybe the Eagles if they go to
They
the
play the
Super Bowl,
Bills,
right?
and
Like,
the Bills might, dude.
dude, they killed the Bills.
Is
I
that
know,
the,
but
is
that's
that the
why.
game next week? That's
Yeah.
Playoff football.
Again, I'm not saying I
MVP,
think the Ravens
man.
are disgusting. That's my one fear. That was my logic in picking my Super Bowl team.
I think-
do they have pieces at every position?
I think the only thing I was kind of concerned about with them was will the defense of early or late in the season show up?
Yeah.
And it's very blatantly obvious. Maybe the Steelers are just a shit show on offense with Arthur Smith.
I think they are.
The
They're
T-word.
T-word.
And they're calling plays. But, like, I think the defense we've seen of late, the last, like, month and a half-ish or so, whatever the fuck it is, like, has been unstoppable. They've
So
been
some nice
unbelievable.
stats
So-
for you, because I'm a stats guy, but I just pulled them up.
Yeah, little
So
fancy
the Steelers were the 5th best rush defense in the NFL by yards per carry,
Yep.
which I always feel like is the best, not just total yards.
Good
just
barometer.
Game
Yeah.
scripts
Yep,
and all that.
YPC.
So the Ravens put up, what, 200 rushing yards against them?
Yeah.
The Bills are, I can't even count how many spots down here they are. So 5, 10, 15. They're about 20th in the NFL in rush and yards per carry. So Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are going to run buck wild over the Buffalo Bills, and they'll be able to control that game in a way that you're concerned they won't be able to. I think it's going to work. It's worked all season long. I know shit changes in the playoffs, but typically your run game is something that translates in the playoffs. And a guy like Derrick Henry, when the weather gets cold and the going gets tough, that's when Derrick Henry is at his best.
So this matchup did happen on September 29, 2024, my sister's birthday. Happy
Shout
birthday.
out Jack's sister.
Yep, maybe shouldn't name names. But here's the stats from the 35-10 win that the Ravens had against the Bills. Would you like to see rushing stats?
Yeah.
Derrick Henry had 24 carries for 199 yards and a touchdown.
That's good.
Lamar had 6 for 54,
that's
9
good.
per carry, and a touchdown.
I'm nuking the Ravens right now.
Like that's all I'm going to say about
How many
that.
total touchdowns on the ground do you think the quadruple?
Hold up.
Quadruple?
No, but isn't there like what would you say, like a pairing of 4?
Like, so a duo, trio, a quio.
A quad, because it would be a quintuplet.
That's
Or
what
5, yeah.
But then what's 4?
I don't.
A
we gotta-
quadtuplet?
wait, before I raise,
I've heard of
I need to know.
a
I need to
duo,
know.
twins,
a trio.
triplets,
Can you look this up?
quintuplets.
Can
What's
you please
4?
look this up?
What do you call it?
Because I feel like I get stuck on this quite often.
A quadrant.
duo?
Quadrant?
No.
Wait,
quadrant
no,
is
it's quadrant's a word.
quadrant,
Holy
yeah,
fuck, we're
quadrant's
dumb.
a-
Oh my god. Someone's gonna be like,
What do you
yelling
call
at
a
the-
group of 4 people? Oh,
Guesses.
I said it earlier in the show. Now let's see if you guys can get it. In relation to the concert I was at, it was a string
A quartet.
quartet
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I don't.
Is
like
that how you
as
spell it
much.
with a Q?
with a Q.
Oh,
Duo,
that
trio,
was
quartet.
C-O-R-T.
Quartet.
I don't know.
Anywho,
I'm gonna sleep.
I love that as a transition.
How many total touchdowns on the ground do you think that quartet accounted for? Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, James Cook this year.
75.
That's not a horrible guess.
No, okay, real
I'm
guess.
gonna say 56.
30, 20, I'll say 41.
38.
Oh, I was way off.
56 would have been ridiculous among 4 people.
I don't know.
Each
I'm
of
not
them
a
having
math guy. I'm
15.
not a math guy.
James Cook and Derrick Henry both had 16 rushing touchdowns. Anywho,
Can we talk? Anywho,
I like
can we
the
talk about
Ravens.
the Steelers?
Yeah, real quick, the odds on that Bills Ravens game
Ravens Bills gonna be sick.
minus 110 each side, even money.
Evens.
Yeah.
Nuke the Ravens.
So I have something I think you guys both kind of agree with on me, but I'm actually kind of curious to see what you guys' thoughts are. I think the Steelers have to highly consider firing Mike Tomlin.
I think
put your balls on the
I think it's a
table.
fair conversation.
Put your balls on the table.
I think the Fires. I think the Steelers should fire Mike Tomlin.
Yes.
And here's why. I brought up the stats. I don't usually do this. I usually talk out of my ass.
Yes, we're ass talkers, not so much stat talkers, but throw them at me.
Ass talk.
I know.
All right, so here are just the stats. These are none of my opinions.
Yeah,
guys.
you're regurgitating
I'm
information.
regurgitating statistics about Mike Tomlin as of late. All right?
Ball don't lie.
Mike Tomlin is 0-6 in his last 6 playoff games.
Yes, he is.
His last playoff win came in 2017.
Long time
He's
ago.
had 4 straight wild card round exits.
Wild card.
5 straight playoff appearances without a win. He hasn't won a playoff game without Ben Roethlisberger ever. His season record since 2018. So, we're like, oh, well, playoffs, whatever. He still gets to the playoffs. He's a really good coach in the regular season, right? He's always above 500. All right, since 2018. 2018, he went 9-6-1. Next year, 8-8. 12-4 the next year. Good year.
Good year.
Yeah. Then 9-7-1, 9-8, 10-7, 10-7.
He's above average.
Just slightly above average.
He's a slightly above average
He's
merchant.
a never go below 500 merchant. But at some point, that doesn't fucking matter if you cannot get over the hump and be competitive and win when it matters most in the playoffs. I get it. It's fun and cool and dandy. It's a really neat stat that he's never gone below 500 his entire career. But right now, he's not an elite head coach. He's not a guy that's going to get you over the hump.
I want to put into perspective what you're saying quickly. Because, Pat, when was the last time what's the stat about the New York Jets in the playoffs?
We have the longest active streak of not having a playoff appearance.
And now my team, the Miami Dolphins, it's been 24 years since we won a playoff game, right? So at some point it matters. Do you want to just get there or do you want to win? Since Mike Tomlin's last playoff win, to put it into context, Doug Peterson was hired. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl.
Oh, this is with the Eagles.
With the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Doug Peterson was then fired.
Mm-hmm. Oh, statue was put up in between then.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Doug Peterson was then rehired. Doug Peterson then won a playoff game with the Jags.
With the Jags, I forgot that one.
And then Doug Peterson was fired.
That's fucking crazy.
So Doug Peterson has had 2 tenures and won a Super Bowl and a playoff game.
And a statue built outside of a stadium.
Before Mike Tomlin has won his most recent playoff game.
Dude, he's got 2 fire.
So I'm going to defend Mike Tomlin real quick as a guy who doesn't have a good coach, doesn't make the playoffs. So to me, he
is a model of consistency.
He'd be the best coach ever for the Jets. But anyway, since 2018, he's had as his quarterbacks Ben Roethlisberger from 2018 to 2021, but it was
tail end.
Very tail end.
He did have one good year in there.
Yeah,
that was an immobile. That was an immobile.
And then after that, it's been a combination of Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, Russell Wilson, and Justin Fields.
I blame him.
Why is that on him?
At some point, you got to identify the future of your quarterback room.
At some point, if you've been stuck with a quarterback your entire career and you benefited from having that guy, you know the traits and the intangibles and what you're looking for. So go find another one. And if there was no reason for Kenny Pickett to be drafted.
Obviously, Mike Tomlin is a defensive head coach. That's what he came in the league as. It's what we all know. But at some point, you're the head coach. You got to be able to figure out the fucking offense somehow. If you're an elite head coach, you figure out with the pieces you got how you can fucking win and really, really win.
That's when the Steelers were actually good, was when they had Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown.
But is Mike Tomlin only still around because he has a Super Bowl win?
What I
because
also
of Ben
don't
Roethlisberger?
understand about the Steelers is it feels like more than any other team, this is the team that has character issues for their receiver room. There's always, or even running back.
I think George Pickens just
no, Le'Veon Bell, AB, fucking Martavis Bryant had shit. Deontay Johnson, George Pickens.
I think you got to give Tomlin. I think that's a feather in his cap.
For managing
that much
ego. Maybe. I don't know.
The fact that he kept that team together back in 2016 was insane.
I want to know what Steelers fans think, because I feel like I've seen both sides of it. I think a lot of people are torn. At some point, as people that have not had a playoff win, a playoff appearance, you've gone to Super Bowl, what are you playing the game for? So I don't think there's a better answer outside of Mike Tomlin right now. No. I think it's way easier said than done than to say Mike Tomlin should be fired.
And is it the fact they haven't had a quarterback recently? Sure, potentially. But at the end of the day,
you deserve blame on that one.
He did draft a QB and failed to develop him. So
Kenny Pickett was out after 2 years. After a year and a half, he stopped starting for him.
Yeah.
I also think sure, maybe Russ gave you the higher ceiling in real time when you switched, but you ended the season on a 6-game losing streak, I believe it was.
It was
7-5.
Whatever it was.
I think it was
I'll pull that
4,
up.
maybe, whatever. They ended the NFL season.
It's probably not right.
It's in the ballpark of 4-7.
I think it was 4. That sounds right.
It's either 4, 5, or 6 is my guess. One of those 3.
Okay, do you want the answer? I have it now.
Yeah, what's the answer?
All right, so they have
6 sounds way better.
4 feels good. Maybe 5.
Counting
playoff. So 5.
Yeah,
So
it was counting this one on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah, 4-game win streak.
Let's be real. They probably weren't going to beat the Ravens in Baltimore anyway. But it was so uncompetitive.
But it's also not a rivalry. Yeah, it's not a rivalry anymore. So I don't know. I if I had to put a bow on my thoughts, I don't think Mike Tomlin gets fired. I don't think he should get fired yet, but he should very well be on the hot seat. And I think only Steelers fans can answer how long that hot seat should last, because I want a playoff win. I want playoff wins.
You're battling with just being slightly above average, and when you're the Steelers, like, if Tom Brady never existed, you have the most Super Bowls of all time out of any other franchise.
Yeah.
So, like, you aren't just like the Dolphins or the Jets, where if you're just slightly above average, making the playoffs every couple of years, not winning a playoff game, maybe you win one. Like, that's cool. That's awesome,
Yeah, no,
right?
they're one of the best franchises
You're
in
the
football.
fucking Pittsburgh fucking Steelers. You win Super Bowls. That's what you do. Like, you cannot settle for being like
What
that.
is more heartbreaking as a fan? What's recently been happening with the Steelers over these last couple of years, where you're slightly above 500, you get to the playoffs, you don't
Never
win a
get a
playoff
good draft
game.
pick.
You never get a good draft pick.
have
Or
such a tangent for us to
you're
go
at
on.
the bottom of the barrel like a Pat. You're at the bottom of the barrel like a Jags, like a Raiders as of late.
Browns.
Where you're just shit after shit, year after year, redrafting the same cycle. What would be worse as a fan?
I'd rather have a well-run organization.
I'd rather be the Steelers in a heartbeat. What the fuck are you asking me?
I think he's saying-
I said, what's more heartbreaking?
Oh, me. I'm miserable. I stopped watching in week 11.
That is miserable.
Like, that sucks. I don't even have a team to
You
root for.
you were telling me that they're like, you know what? Now that I think about it, it would be
my-
so nice to just watch a game.
my counter
Yeah, to
argument-
care. I
Yeah.
love when I care
My
about the
counter
Jets.
argument
It's so
to that
fun.
is like you get to lose faith very early on, so you get
No,
your
but
time
the
back.
heart, the
Steelers
emotions that
making-
I have to process year in and year out are tough.
That's fair.
I'm just like very mature and emotionally aware, and I'm able to
What
deal
was
with
your,
it now.
what was your tangent? Because we're on the Steelers right
Oh yeah, the tangent I have is why can't others? This is we can make it quick, but I would like to discuss because it just popped into my head. Because like the Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the best franchises in sports, consistently competitive, winning Super Bowls, but they're in Pittsburgh, like a not a major
big
market,
market.
not a big city, not a big poll. What has football figured out that the three other major sports have not figured out? Hockey has to like maintain parity for these smaller markets. Like what about like because the NBA has a salary
great
cap,
question.
but
like the
Boston,
Lakers,
New York, LA, like they get the big names. And baseball, it's a fucking nightmare with the Dodgers, Mets, and Yankees.
Yeah.
But football seems to have it down.
Like
What is
like
it?
you'll see big name free agents will be like, you know what? I want to go to Jacksonville. Fuck
Yeah.
it. Why not?
Like what is
Like-
it? Is it the character of the players perhaps? So they're not into the
I don't know what it
the
is.
NBA is
You
into
keep
with
talking.
like
I'm asking ChatGPT because I don't have the answer.
yeah, like because at the NBA we know they're like very into their personal brand. That's
Yeah,
much
yeah.
bigger in the NBA because there's only 5 guys on the court. You're seeing their faces. They got the shoes. They got all that going on. Is football? Is it just like maybe the
because
guys?
of smaller
like,
markets, the fan bases actually like, care a lot more.
Yeah.
I think that could be part of it.
Maybe it's that like football's so massive that even in these smaller markets like
Yeah.
Kansas City, like Pittsburgh, you can
You-
still
dude,
be the biggest
biggest
name in
name.
sports.
Yeah.
That perhaps
That
could
sounds
be
right.
the answer.
I think we figured it
I
out.
think we've come to it. That
Fuck ChatGPT.
football is such a massive thing in itself that it doesn't even matter if you are in a Kansas
think we
City or a
figured it out.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You can still be
Should
Pat
we move on to
Mahomes.
Sunday games?
I don't need to read the whole thing, but they kind of just gave some bullets.
Did they agree?
It was a mix of like revenue share, salary cap, draft structures, like
don't care.
short player careers and high roster.
The draft has
turnover.
a lot to do with it
The
too.
draft,
I think the fact that like
exactly.
Yeah.
bad teams
cut and
keep-
dry, worst team gets the best pick, and
Yeah.
has a chance to reset and hit the
And then
jackpot.
lastly, I think you guys hit on this: the cultural relevance of football.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Sorry, a little
That's
tangent.
fun.
Just
Let's
thought-provoker.
move into Sunday games.
Yeah.
We got Broncos Bills.
Oh, last one was lack of player-driven super teams. Interesting.
Oh, that's
Good
true.
take.
I know what we were saying too. I know.
Broncos, Bills.
Pearl.
Yeah.
I don't really have many. Like, I think congrats are in store for the Broncos. Like, to me, Bills
Dude, the
don't
fact you
need
guys made the
flowers.
playoffs is
Yeah.
sick. Hell yeah.
Like, you should be happy about the
And
future's
I think
bright.
this kind of like I picked the Broncos to win just on a hunch. I felt it, but like I wasn't shocked at all. At
No.
the result. Like,
I was shocked. Not that the Bills won, but that they dominated. Outside of a big play on the first drive of the game to Troy Franklin, the Broncos
did
didn't score a
nothing.
single point. They didn't
Yeah.
move
Yeah.
the ball. They were uncompetitive
I thought
after
the
the
Broncos
first drive
defense was
on.
going to be able to at least stifle like the Bills offense a little bit.
But like we always say with teams with bad offenses, great defenses, it's tough for the defense to continually stop Josh Allen for 40 minutes. Like I think the time of possession was something absurd.
I barely saw the Broncos on offense.
And it was just completely uncompetitive after that first drive. And I have a buddy who's a big Broncos fan, and he was, jacked after that first drive.
Yeah.
And thinking anything could happen, and still had hope even going into halftime. And then you missed
Yeah, you
that
don't
field
know.
goal
Yeah.
to end the half. And I think
Bad
everyone
omen.
knew right there the Bills get the ball to start the second
Where
half.
they're gonna
score a
They're at home.
touchdown.
They're going to walk down, score a touchdown, game's over.
When we were talking about this, I think on like last Monday's
they could
episode, it
feel-
was like this game is going to go one of two ways.
you're right.
The game is either going to be really close early on, Broncos might jump out to a lead, and then the Bills run away within the second half, which is what happened, or it's just going to be a rout from the first quarter on. Like you just are not competitive. It was one of those two
I
things.
thought the
There
Broncos
was
defense
not
was going to
be a
keep the
shootout.
game competitive.
I thought they were going to be able to get pressure on. I thought they were going to be able to shut down one option, like his best option on outside.
I think
like,
Bo Nix deserves flowers.
Yes.
You shit on him. I shit on Sean Payton early on.
they both deserve a lot of credit.
I saw this tweet where it was coming out of college. Bo Nix was billed as a low upside checkdown merchant, constantly comped to Alex Smith. And yet in 2024, Bo Nix had the 4th most deep passing yards and the 4th best passer rating on deep throws. He led the NFL in passing yards on out of pocket throws, and he had the 2nd most first downs on scramble runs behind, obviously, only Jaden Daniels. Now, these are very niche stats, but I think what it shows is that the guy coming out of college was vastly different than the person that he turned out to be. And I think Sean Payton deserves credit for that. So you have a bright future. I question for you guys, because I don't think we need to analyze what happened, but as a fan and knowing what you know with this Broncos team, what do you want to see the Broncos go out and do in the offseason to get them over a one playoff win?
They need so much more talent around.
They need a real running back, bro. Like Javonte Williams,
Which is sad,
and these guys. They're not gonna. It's very sad with Javonte, but like they need a real running back to be able to balance the offensive attack. I truly think Courtland Sutton can be a 1. If you go out and get another receiver, that helps a lot. Their offensive line is good.
They need a technician.
Their offensive line was solid. Like,
they
look
need
good
to go
all
out
game.
and get a high-end wide receiver and a high-end running back. I think like running back they'll be able to find either through the draft or in free agency. Like running backs, they don't grow on trees.
Wouldn't
but
mind Ashton Genty.
There are a lot of good running backs.
Bronco
out
to
there.
Bronco.
That would be
This
so
won't
fucking
happen,
sick.
but the type of wide receiver I think they would need is like a Garrett Wilson.
Sure,
Like a technician.
Yeah,
He'd be
they
great
need
there.
route running.
He'd be great.
Sick, like skilled. Because Courtland Sutton he has alpha abilities.
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
How old's Courtland Sutton?
I think he's young, bro.
I feel like he's been around.
Where did he
for
go
I
to
feel like he's
college?
been
I
around.
have no clue.
SMU.
Yeah?
Yeah. Come on now, ball man.
Interesting.
He's 29.
That feels older than I think.
That's
I feel
pretty
like I
old.
think of him as like 27.
6'4", 216.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
Adam
Adam
Likey.
loves.
That's nice.
Look at
That's a big
Is that guy
body.
you feeling nice?
It's a little too tall. It's 1 inch too tall.
big
Like
body.
6'3" would be nice.
No, yeah. If the Broncos can go add a better running back and another wide receiver, but they got like fun pieces in the wide receiver room too. Like Marvin Mims is fun.
Yeah, he's solid.
Devon
Tight end,
Bailey.
they could add a tight end. I don't know.
Yeah,
who
Adam
their tight
Troutman
end
doesn't do much for me.
Is that
Yeah,
their one?
no.
Tight end one is Adam Troutman.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, but like you can add a couple pieces to make the offense a little bit more scary, but I feel like you know the defense there. You have cornerstone guys with Surtain and Nick Benito, cornerstone piece. Like
That's all. Can we give a round of applause? For
Yeah.
Nick? I mean,
like, hey, hell of a season for you school
Hell of a
legend Nick
season,
Benito.
Hell of a
man.
season.
That's
Hell of a season,
awesome.
buddy.
I mean,
high level thoughts on the Bills.
Bill-
Man. I don't know if there's anything much.
I
to
think it's
say.
just they're the fucking Bills, bro.
I mean, look,
Sick.
We've been waiting. Bills Ravens. That's it. And
I was gonna say, like, which team impressed you more this weekend, the Bills or Ravens?
the Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like the Broncos, like, I think people think pretty lowly of them, as well as the Steelers, but like, dude, the Bills just boat raced them, like, just put their fucking dick down on the table and said, this is our fucking game. You're gonna get cooked."
Yeah, but I think that's why I'm not as impressed, because I think if they get into a shootout. I mean, yes, they had a shootout with the fucking Rams, and I guess they did have a shootout with the Lions. But still, I don't know. Something
They
about
can
the Bills.
outscore. And then I think
know,
what
man.
impressed me most about the Ravens was I kept watching them, and I was like, dude, if you're the Steelers, you know this whole time all they're doing is just running the fucking ball.
Nothing they can do
can't
about
stop
it.
You can do nothing
Derrick
to
Henry,
stop
mega stiff arm, and
yeah,
Minkah
Minkah Fitzpatrick's a little bitch. Like, it's just like you knew they were going to run the ball every fucking play. They went down. They scored. Derrick Henry's crazy.
Look, the
Jackson's
matchup
crazy.
we want is this weekend.
Yeah,
End
and
of story.
dude, like
It's
they would
I'm
go
pumped for
down
the
on a
matchup.
drive where you know they're going to pass, and Lamar just carves them up.
Are we gonna watch together? We're gonna watch together.
Yeah, when is that game?
Hopefully, it's not
Probably Saturday.
But I was trying to get some good just data points on the Bills and their big games, and it didn't help at all. Like against playoff teams, they got skunked by the Ravens, lost to
Sunday.
the Texans,
6:30.
beat the Chiefs, beat the Lions.
6:30.
Sorry, I know Pat. You were
Was it
talking.
No, it's fine. But the fact that they could beat the Chiefs and the Lions, like
Good.
they can quite literally beat anybody.
They literally
Guys,
literally
Sunday
can.
is gonna be fun.
Hell
do we
yeah.
got?
Saturday, I don't care as much because it's Houston at Kansas City, Washington at Detroit. I think we know how these games should go. Houston.
I think
Kansas
these
City
are
will be
games you watch in a
closer.
bar with your buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday though, it's either going to be Vikings Rams at Philly,
Okay.
which will be fun, and then
Vikings
Baltimore
and
at Buffalo.
Wait,
Baltimore
are
at
you sure?
Buffalo. Yes, I'm looking at the schedule right
Because
now.
the betting app that I'm on is leading me to believe otherwise.
We'll figure it out when we get to predictions. How
This
about
is the official NFL that put
I'll
it
believe
on.
that
NFL
then.
do that. All right, yeah, I think
Let's talk Packers Eagles.
Yeah, just wrap on the Bills. Like, if they won the Super Bowl, wouldn't be surprised.
not at
I
all.
would.
You would?
I would be. I'd be very surprised if the Bills won the Super
I
Bowl.
don't think so. They like you said, they proved they can beat
They
anybody.
beat the Chiefs and the Lions in the
the two
regular
best
season,
teams in
who
the two teams of buys.
Yeah, everyone would say that's like the teams that they're going to have to beat to win the Super Bowl, and they
And
beat
they've
both
done
of
it.
them.
No counterpoint.
Yeah,
Hard to beat those two teams twice, though.
I got
yeah,
nothing.
definitely hard. Definitely
Hard,
hard.
difficult. I don't think they'll beat both of those teams twice.
Yes, true.
You know,
If-
you know what I
what's
mean?
that
They'll have to.
If the Bills,
Maybe, depending on that.
dude,
yeah,
if
yeah,
the
so.
Bills Super Bowl run went, beat the Ravens, beat the Chiefs, and then beat the Lions or the Eagles, that'd be
One of the
hot.
best Super
That'd
Bowl
be hot.
runs
That'd be
ever,
hot.
bro. Oh
That
my-
would-
yeah.
that would be
Would that
hot.
get you a little pickle?
That would definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny about the Joe
feel
Burrow,
good.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson? Just none of them have a Super Bowl because of Mahomes.
It's
Like
insane.
they had to deal with the end of Brady and the beginning of Mahomes.
One of the comments on the tier list was like shitting on Patrick Mahomes this year, and I was like thinking to myself like, okay, what other quarterbacks on this list have a Super Bowl? And it was literally just Matthew Stafford.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
of Tom Brady and Mahomes. Like, they have
that's
all
why
the
I was
Super
like,
Bowls.
It's like no one else.
They're
no one else
hoarding
has a Super
them.
Bowl.
They have 10.
Packers Eagles. Thoughts?
Wait. Before someone mentioned Joe Burrow real quick, and I had sparked a thought. Who is the bigger if man, Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert.
Is he the biggest if man ever?
Justin Herbert
If
is
I saw
the
if Justin
what-if
Herbert was on the
king.
Texans, he would be the Super Bowl favorite.
If
right
Justin
now.
Herbert had Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle was my last 5 years.
I don't think
And
Burrow
we
makes
haven't
any
even had
sense as
them
an
for
if
5
guy
years.
because he was the first overall pick.
if
He
Joe
was
Burrow
always
had a
gonna go.
defense, like,
Okay, yeah.
If he
like
started
there's-
out strong,
yeah, it's like there's a
if he had a different coach.
the big if merchants.
Yeah, who's some other if merchants?
I saw such a funny meme. It was like,
Kinda.
you know the like, have you seen the meme where it's like the podiums and then it's the guy that hit the
Yeah.
lowest podium, like
Yeah.
spraying himself with champagne?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
one of these.
Chargers fans?
And no, it was like yada yada yada, and then at the very bottom, the guy spraying himself was like Bengals fans yelling that the Chiefs lost on purpose so they didn't have to face Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And it was like, the Chiefs were scared of us.
Yeah.
What do you think? All right, if let's say the Broncos lost to the Chiefs, how good of a game would Bills Bengals have been this week?
So sick, so much better than the game.
Could
we
you
just
imagine
watched.
if we had that to start the fucking day today at 1 p.m.? Just
Would have never been the 1 p.m. game, but
yeah, it probably would have been. Probably
Packers,
would've been sad.
Packers, Eagles.
Yeah,
I am. This kind of felt like the whole Packers season. It was just injury ridden.
injury ridden, but also like Jordan Love. Don't know if he's the guy.
Okay.
But with the interceptions were bad.
They were really
they
bad.
were bad, but like he was gross last year.
For like a half a season,
he was
maybe
gross
like
in a
two-thirds
bad
of
way.
a season.
Exactly, and he had better stats than C.J. Stroud, and yet he was only good for half the season. So if he was good for the full season, which is what we were anticipating,
But Adam,
coming
this
into the year,
whole
he wasn't.
season, how did he look? Not
looked
good.
not
But
great
my
all year
point
long.
is that the whole look. I'm not making excuses. I don't agree. I mean, I disagree that he may not.
I don't
be the
think.
guy,
I don't think you can win a
but
Super Bowl with Jordan Love.
I think you can. I very much think you can. And I wonder if when you first saw Aaron Rodgers in year one, did you think that?
I mean, I don't remember. I was
Me
probably
neither.
fucking
I'm
8
just
years old.
posing an argument. That we don't have the
I was
answer.
8, bro.
I'm just saying, gunslinger. They were injury ridden the whole season. Man.
If you had me make a bet right now, will Jordan Love win a Super Bowl in his career? I would put big money that he doesn't.
okay,
Yeah.
now Patrick Mahomes is dead. Now let's revisit the bet.
Josh
Still no.
Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. 10
Coming out of the
billion times better
NFC,
than
I'll
those
take a
guys.
chip.
Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy. Like,
Okay.
what's so funny about that?
I'm just saying he just named all these guys in the AFC superheroes, and then you came out with Brock. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, that is a little funny.
I mean, how many Super Bowls Lamar and Josh Allen been to?
no, I'm just saying.
None.
Yeah. I'm
just
Brock's been
saying.
the one.
Because he's in the
Bitch,
NFC.
Suck it.
Because he's in the NFC.
Suck my fucking
That's
balls.
my point.
Because
though.
he's in the NFC.
So if Mahomes, I would take a chance. Look, the Packers they had a good season, but it started in week 1, dude. Jordan Love got hurt in the first game.
Yeah,
so,
last
like,
play of the first game.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where unfortunately they had a lot of injuries. They lost Christian Watson multiple times in the year. Romeo, then Jaden, and it
He
was
tries to do too much too.
he does try to do too much. But the way they lost to the Eagles was literally a pure, like, could not have been a more defining game for the Packers this season because they lost. Jaden Reed goes down. Romeo Dobbs goes down. I think they had injuries on the other side of the ball as well. Like, you lost all these injuries in a physical game, and that was the story of the Packers
I don't even
season.
know if
So
it's that though too. It's like it was weird. Like
They're also one of the youngest
their
teams in the
defense stood on their fucking head like the whole first
exactly,
half.
their offense played poorly.
Like it was, I don't know, it was weird. It was like I feel like they could have so easily taken that game, and the Eagles could have so easily beat them by 30.
I don't think they could have easily taken. Their injury, bro. They don't.
No, at the end of the day, dude, the Eagles didn't play that well. They were gifted their first touchdown with a fumble on the opening kickoff of the game. Immediately sets the tone for the entire game. Of the Packers are going to be playing from behind the entire game. But outside of that, it was a 15-10 game. The Eagles without that fumble and touchdown, it was 15-10.
The Eagles didn't impress me at all today.
No, not at all.
Not worth a lick. Like, do I think that they can beat the Rams or Vikings if they come to town next week? Yeah, sure. Yeah, but like they don't do it. They don't do it for me.
Well, it was. You also have to wonder like the way the game script went, where they calling it conservative. Let's just feed Saquon Barkley. We'll bleed clock. We'll maintain the lead the way we had because they were not throwing the ball much at all.
Jalen didn't look great in moments, but he's been off. He's been off.
Yeah, I would say I feel like this is almost like saying the Eagles didn't impress me that much. It was honestly just a kind of a tune-up game for them. Like Jalen hasn't played, which is weird though. You know what I mean? But like think about it, because Jalen Hurts hasn't played for the last couple of weeks, so it's like, all right, let's just get back in the offense, get the feel of things, get the flow of it, and then next week you go.
The Packers will be good because the Packers were literally the youngest team in the NFL coming into the season. Wow. Their average age, do you want to guess the average age of the Green Bay Packers?
I was going to say 26.5.
25. Wow.
That's
the
insane.
average age was 25 years, 7 months, and 25 days. So the Packers have a bright fucking future.
Yes.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine. They had a ton of injuries.
You know what I think they got to do is they got to add an actual wide receiver one.
Devontae Adams.
Oh, yeah, he'll go back.
Tyreek?
I don't want him on the
Tyreek. That's fun. That's nothing.
Let's talk about the player that did play well, Saquon Barkley. I want to do that little debate you mentioned because I think it is a very
I want to ask you guys because it was interesting. But like, which running back would you rather have? All right, side by side comparison. Derrick Henry versus Saquon Barkley. You can make your argument how you please. I'm just giving you.
In the playoffs. I'm going to argue it in the playoffs.
Okay, in the playoffs, I want Derrick Henry.
I'm going to say it's pretty comfortably Derrick Henry.
Which is why I said you decide.
You need a tone setter. You need a guy that's going to run a motherfucker over. That's as a defense, that guy's going to wear you the fuck down. You're already tired after playing 17 goddamn games all year. Dude, now you got to face Derrick Henry and you're
the side by side is Saquon had 345 carries this year for 2,000 plus yards, 13 touchdowns. And Derrick Henry had 325 carries, 1,900 yards, and 16 touchdowns.
Jesus Christ.
Now, those are just high level. They're both unbelievable. Yeah. I'm taking Derrick Henry. He's going to wear you down. Like Jack said, anybody want to fucking tackle this dude when the going gets tough? Like, so in the winter.
I was going to go Derrick Henry, but I'll be the argument's sake for the other side. You guys are acting like it's easy to tackle Saquon Barkley and that he doesn't wear you down. Like he is also
he wears you down a different way.
Fucking ridiculous athlete, a ridiculously built man. I don't want to tackle him, and he will wear you the fuck down. He carried the ball 25 times today and had 119 yards on the ground.
He's insane.
He's just as good as Derrick Henry, and he does a lot of things that Derrick Henry doesn't do.
In the passing game.
He's in the passing game. He can go out and line up outside. He can do just so much more than Derrick Henry can. Derrick Henry, 25 carries, off tackle, inside runs, just will beat the shit out of you. Saquon Barkley is a much more dynamic weapon.
You want to know what's funny? If you ask me who would you rather have in the playoffs, I'd say Derrick Henry. Who do I think is better? It's Saquon Barkley. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
I think you guys are both just. I'll make this statement: is Saquon Barkley too handsome for his own good, and is that why you're not picking him in the playoffs because he's not gritty enough?
He is pretty handsome,
but he's in Philly now, so the Philly is. Gritty.
I know, but he's.
And he's from Pennsylvania.
He's
super
gorgeous.
Hot.
So that doesn't intimidate you.
But so is Jalen. It's the hottest backfield.
I know, but like...
God, they're sexy. Yeah.
That's a good-looking backfield.
Wow.
But anyway, that doesn't intimidate defenses the same way Derrick Henry does. Without the dreads, though, less intimidating. That look was good.
Without the locks, it was just like the big old horn almost.
If Saquon Barkley was 6'2", though, and with cleats 6'3", like Derrick Henry is...
But he's not.
I know, but quads... He's got
Derrick Henry's. I mean, he's 31 years old and he's playing like that.
I did like you wrote down.
The farm on Minka was crazy.
Wait. Let's revisit this. He's 31 years old and he had 320 plus carries. What the fuck is this dude
well, he
made
got
of?
groomed from high school.
I was gonna say we have to remember
1 billion carries in high school.
Like he probably has more mileage on those legs than any running back in
ever
the history of the NFL. And you wrote this down, Adam. Is Derrick Henry a top 5 running back in the NFL history of the game all time?
I think when it's all said and done, he has to.
You say like, all right, let's think guys better than him, right?
Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Jim Brown.
Dickerson, Eric Dickerson.
So those three to me are like Barry Sanders,
Smith,
Walter Payton,
LT.
Yeah, Emmett
Smith.
Emmett Smith is the all-time leading rusher.
AP.
So.
Did you say AP?
I haven't said AP. Okay, Derrick Henry's sliding down my list pretty fucking quick.
Yeah. I would take Derrick Henry over LT.
Yeah, LT, doesn't he have the single season record for touchdowns?
It was like 30 plus.
Dude,
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
Insane. Dude, yeah.
Hang on a minute. This is actually a more fun discussion than I thought it was going to be. To me, those three guys I mentioned are the locks.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Jim Brown.
Yes,
100%.
Yes.
And you can't debate that. Emmitt Smith, I think, is right there.
Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher. Kind of hard to leave him off.
Gotta have him on
He has
there.
quite literally the most yards.
I'm looking so we don't miss people because I'm like afraid that there are going to be a holy talk about your generation type shit.
Well, you know, talk about our generation. I don't care.
Well, we have Adrian Peterson as
Gail
our
Sayers.
generations.
Couldn't fucking tell you.
Don't give a shit, man. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Is he Galloping Gale? I think that
Bo
was
Jackson,
what
best
they call him.
athlete ever. It's a different story, though. Like
Eric Dickerson,
Eric
O.J.
Dickerson's in
Simpson.
there. Barry, we have Earl
low-key,
Campbell.
You can put OJ there.
He
Juice
was
Luge,
sick.
Marshall Faulk.
LT.
Mossberg's not that level. Like, but dude, yeah, like he's
Derrick Henry's right.
easy top 10.
Easy top 10.
Easy top 10.
It's really, from our generation, it's really, would you rather Adrian Peterson or Derrick Henry?
And that's where I think it's tough.
That's really the discussion.
Peterson
I feel
has
like
the
LT could
MVP.
be in there. I feel like LT could be in there.
LT's probably in there.
Because
Yeah.
AP was like kind of LT was in that same.
Yeah.
I'd say from
2000.
2000 on, all of our guys are pre-2000 that we have locked in.
I don't know how you don't take Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
He's got the MVP.
He was a faster, more elusive version of Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and he could still beat the shit out of you too.
And
Like,
he
oh my
also
God.
played till he was like 35. He wasn't like efficient, but he played so many more years than people remember. Like he was on the Saints, he was on the
Seahawks.
Redskins, he was on the Seahawks.
Yeah, he was on the
I didn't
Seahawks.
remember that one. So like
Dude.
he really bounced around towards the end of
Yeah.
his career. Oh man, I don't know who that's gonna be though. Okay, Derrick Henry does this for say he's got 3 more. Nah, there's no way he can keep us up. For
But
3
if he
more years.
does, if he
But
does,
if he
until
does
he's
for
35,
then he's got to be.
he's locked 5th, I think.
I mean, if he puts up 1,000 more yards for 3 more seasons,
Dude, and like he has a 200-yard season in him. Like I think he's got 2.
I think he has 2.
2, yeah. It's hard.
What are you looking up over there, bud?
I just always like. I love knowing that artificial intelligence exists because like in the past I had to go to find on a website and try and look something up to compare stats, and I just like was like compare LT, Derrick Henry, and Peterson stats and analyze who's best and rank them for me because like I don't want to fucking.
Okay.
Wow.
I want them to analyze their stats.
Live usage of ChatGPT on air.
It's insane. LT had 170 games played.
Okay.
In total, he had 13,600 rushing yards and 145 rushing TDs.
Can't keep track of all these
I
numbers.
got it.
Adrian Peterson, 13 more games played,
Okay.
1,500 rushing yards.
That's a lot more yards.
15,000, you mean?
15,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
1,500 is like a season for him.
He had 15,000, yes.
Yeah.
And then 25 less rushing touchdowns than LT.
That's a lot less.
But that comes from that
But what about
season.
receiving
that
touchdowns
offense
from
he was
LT
in was
too?
ridiculous.
Receiving total. All right, I can go through total
go
touchdowns.
totals.
Total touchdowns was LT's clears by
Yeah.
40 plus touchdowns. He
Compared
had
to all of them?
162. Derrick Henry's like 85 plus right now.
We should put some more respect on LT's name.
I think so.
That was the first jersey I ever had as a kid, powder blue LT.
He was one of my first, yeah.
That was my first jersey I ever had. I know that
Should
for
we,
a fact.
All right, it's getting late. Should we move on to Sunday Night Football by
Yes.
chance?
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
should.
Okay, Commies Bucks.
Commander, I saw
Thank
some.
you. Just real quick,
game.
thank you.
Oh, good game.
For the good game.
Thank fuck.
Oh my God, we
my
needed
Lord.
it. Oh my God, did we need it?
I was getting so bored of that.
Right.
I was ready to like. If that game was bad, I was ready to make a scene. Like I know you were too.
Yep.
Because we were talking about how much better college football has been.
I want to have a
So much better.
conversation off where, off the top of your head, does a rebuild like the Commanders just had go into your brain of like impressed and jealousy, if that makes sense. So let me I can summarize what I'm trying to say is that like
You get your quarterback.
they
your
went
coach
from a
in 1
team
year.
that won 4 fucking games to then winning 12 games in the regular season and winning a playoff game with a rookie quarterback.
Crazy.
With a rookie head coach, with a supporting cast that is fucking jack shit ass, realistically, outside Terry McLaurin and
De'Ami
D-Rob.
Brown looks like Jerry Rice. bro.
Where in your head are you sitting there being like, all right, let's just say on a scale of 1 to 10, how impressed are you with the rebuild? And then 2, where does that go into you off the top of your head where you're like, holy fuck, this is
I'm gonna
like
be honest.
one
I
of a
think
kind?
this is not a question for
You
you. This
didn't
is a
raise your
question for
hand.
Pat.
This is Pat.
So you left out a really, really important piece when talking about everything that's new in that organization is they got rid of the toxic
Ownership.
ownership at the very top of that organization. They got rid of Dan Snyder,
Yep.
who was awful
One of
in
the worst
every way
owners,
possible,
yeah.
like awful person, awful leader, awful owner.
Yep.
And when you cut the head off of the snake, that is when you can actually start to improve things.
It's when the snake dies.
That is when like the toxic
That's just what
culture
happens, yeah.
leaves.
It's anatomy.
It's just like you and I will never experience a rebuild like that because no matter what, I still have fucking Woody Johnson owning the Jets, and I have Brick Johnson running my team, and it's like it's a joke, but it's like that is exactly what shitty organizations do. Is they let little teenagers.
And that's what the Commanders used to be with Dan Snyder. Was
exactly,
a joke.
and then they cleaned house like no one has ever cleaned house before.
The definition of clean house, not GM, not coach,
top to fucking
everyone gone.
Anyone that was in an important position was no longer in that position, and that's what it takes sometimes when you have been a terrible organization for a long time.
So why would keep anyone around?
Reset, and that's what they did. And I think your question was like, where would I rank this?
I don't know how, but like, there's a part of me that's
I think it's just like he said, how jealous are you?
10 out of 10 of jealousy, 10 out of 10 impressed, 10 out of 10 in the coaching, the play, the drafting. They fucking nailed everything. Dan Quinn is the hire, drafting Jaden Daniels, Cliff Kingsbury as the offensive coordinator. It's exactly what you're supposed to fucking do.
And you bring in vets like Bobby Wagner and Austin Eckler that have been around
The Commanders.
You keep the guys like Terry McLaurin, who like good guy that's been in the team for a long time, has had to deal with the ups and downs that go with being on part of a bad organization. The Commanders just
out of the park, man.
I'm getting up with it.
I should get up.
Hats off to you.
Hats off to you.
I mean, yeah,
it's just so impressive. It really is.
Can I put into
fucking jealous?
I feel like we actually like.
Can I put into context?
Yeah, sure.
Their improvement, because I wrote down stats on it. So it's their first playoff win since 2006, which their last playoff win was against the BUF.
Weird how the world works.
In the wild
20
card,
years ago.
Weird. They went from 4-13 to 12-5.
Just hit me that it's 2025.
Yeah. Yep. They won 4 games last year. They won 12 this year.
Yes.
Points per game allowed went from 30 to 23. It's the biggest jump in the NFL.
I mean, that Dan Quinn. And name like more than 2 players on their defense.
To me, this is even crazier.
Bobby Wagner, Marshawn Lattimore, and
Frankie Louvu.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah,
yeah, cool.
And their points per game went from 19.4 to 28.5. That's a big jump.
They scored 28.5 games.
That's a big jump. I'm impressed.
That's insane.
Again, I had Jaden Daniels as my 6th best quarterback, and that remains unchanged.
He might go.
I know Jared Goff hasn't played yet though. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, dude,
it's the CJ Stroud argument from last year, where like he had a great year and people wanted to put him.
You know what's
in
kind of
that
interesting?
6, 7, 8 range.
You know, I was thinking about it, and I saw some people talking about this at some point before the playoffs started. Like, how impressive is it to you? Like, I don't know. Does it change your perspective on like head coaching hires when you see teams like the Chargers and the Commanders hire guys that have had success and won the NFL? They got fired. They did their whole thing, and now they're back in the coaching carousel. You get these experienced guys that are winners and have been there before, been there, done that, and they just come in and know how to change a franchise so quickly. Whereas trying to hire that offensive guru or this fucking like this new really pretty guy, whatever that, you know what I mean? Like, is it a better strategy to just go for like the Mike Vrabel?
Feels like a direct shot.
No, I mean, sort of.
Fair.
Sort of, yeah. I was thinking like it's like we all think Ben Johnson's gonna be the next big fucking guy, right? What if he's not? What if Mike Vrabel is the guy you're supposed to get all along? Who's like people forget he had the Titans as the 1 seed in the playoffs.
Well, what I
Tannehill.
think the case study, let's just say the Mike.
It's just an interesting conversation.
Yeah, but like even let's just take the Mike McDaniel experiment. I think we had this movement of offensive gurus
it was the McVay. It was McVay and Shanahan type of thing.
But the thing is, what McVay got that most didn't is he won a Super Bowl. So he could actually preach what he was trying to explain to his players. But then you have these offensive gurus and these geniuses try and come in and establish a culture. But the fact of the matter is, they are not leaders of men. They are just X's and O's guys.
Yeah, Shanahan, not a leader of men. Mike McDaniel, not a leader of men.
And that's the issue.
McVay, you've seen him on like Hard Knock. He's a leader of men.
He's a leader of men. So to me, I'm incredibly jealous. I don't know if Ben Johnson's going to work out. It feels just knowing how history has worked that it very easily could not. And I would have loved Mike Vrabel.
I saw where the Jets are leaning, and I could get behind this.
Rex Ryan?
No, Aaron Glenn, DC
Love
for
that.
the Lions. So that
he's a culture guy too.
Is
he's
so
really
perfect.
And he was a great Jet too, right?
Are you another afraid?
I think
Dude, he was like Revis Island before Darrelle Revis for the Jets.
Are you not afraid of another defensive coordinator coming in?
No. So one reason I love Aaron Glenn is he was there from the start with the Lions being awful to now being really
he
good.
established the culture.
He needs.
He understands what it
He
takes.
has seen what it takes to bring a team from 75 years of awfulness.
And there's a reason
to
Dan
being the
Campbell
best
loves
team.
him and keeps him around. He's
Exactly.
got to be a good vibes guy, too.
And that's
Like,
been the
culture.
reports on him, is that he
Yeah.
is like the fucking man. And then the other side of it is we're going to bring in someone from the Chiefs GM room. Fucking sign me up.
Who gives a fuck? Who?
I don't know
Cool.
what his name was, but it just said this dude Chiefs. And I was like, fuck
Perfect.
yeah. Love that.
You don't know anything about
the defensive thing worries me, but like we saw with Dan Quinn, you bring in the right offensive coordinator, that solves that issue immediately.
Well, that was Dan Campbell, too. Like, Dan Campbell doesn't. You think he knows X and knows about the offense? No, he brings in Ben Johnson.
No, you surround yourself with the right people. That's what it means to be a
D'Amico
leader
Ryans brings
and
in-
be great.
Well, I also, now that like we talked about Mike Tomlin a little bit, and it's kind of I'm
Why the
defending.
fuck did he give Arthur Smith a job?
Well,
Sorry.
I'm defending Mike Tomlin now, but like credit to some of these like real coaches that work out, and it's clear with Dan Quinn. Like a coach needs to be able to come in and clean house, not just like within his staff
It's his
and
game.
people.
It's his team.
But the players are a massive one. So get the fucking Jets guys out of the fucking room. What? What are you laughing at?
I was like, who the fuck was our offensive coordinator this year? And I laughed and I remembered it was fucking Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm very jealous. Anything to the Bucks because we kind of touched
Yeah,
over.
dang. I
You
wish
know-
these teams didn't match up because I love them both.
If they have Godwin, it's a different story. They had a
I
lot of
agree.
injuries on the defensive side of the ball.
I
I wonder if Todd Bowles gets fired.
no.
I don't think
I
so.
saw that rumor on
The
Twitter.
stuff he's been doing with Baker is really impressive. Like,
Well, I think it's their offensive coordinator Liam Cohn, I believe it is.
nah,
Yeah,
but
Bowles a
like,
defensive
they,
guy.
They had Dave Canales a little bit ago, too.
Yeah,
Like, so it's
but
like,
I think it's Liam Cohn.
Baker Mayfield
Wow.
like has become
Pearled that one.
Liam Cohn. Nice. Holy
Wow.
hell.
There we go,
Not
Adam.
have known. I'd know the
great
face.
poll,
Did
great
not know
poll.
his name.
I didn't even know the face.
I
just
don't
know
think
the
he
name.
gets fired. I think the thing is with the Bucks is like, I love Baker so much too. I think you win a Super Bowl, then probably not. Your ceiling is winning a playoff game or two, and if you're fully healthy with Chris Godwin, you probably win this game. And maybe you go out and get a couple pieces on defense.
This is like an awkward reality that I think we're all going to have to discuss right here and right now.
Baker can't win a Super Bowl.
I don't know if Baker Mayfield can win a Super Bowl.
I'd love to see him hoist the
I
Lombardi.
think Baker Mayfield can win a Super Bowl.
I think he makes too
Sorry,
many
I got
mistakes.
rattled.
Baker's on
'cause
if Baker's on like a team like the Lions.
just like quick, Carol just sent in our group chat. I believe
God.
they have a flat tire.
No fucking way.
It's either a flat tire, but they're pulled off on the side of the road right now.
Oh my God.
Nightmare.
No.
Holy hell. Anyway,
Wait,
They
hang on. We
ran
got more
out of
comms.
gas.
how do you run out of gas?
You're
How do you run out of fucking gas,
fucking
bro?
shitting me.
I'm not even sorry. That's on you.
So to set the scene for everyone,
That's absurd.
Joey,
Did
Derek.
you just say, do you need a rescue? They're like hours away.
Well, I don't know. I feel like they could have maybe killed a lot of time by now.
Derek's a runner. He can go grab some gas.
Anyway, Derek, Carol, and Joey were at the Bucks game and they're driving home like middle of the night.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
It's 1 a.m. and these fucking morons ran out of gas.
How do you run? I will never understand how you can do that. That gives you so many alerts when you're running out. Sorry, goddamn.
Wait, this is insane. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let's put it down. And
Put it down. Come on.
That's insane.
Adam?
Sorry, that's why I stuttered. I don't even know what
Yeah.
we're talking
What
about.
were we talking
We were
about?
talking
That's
about like
insane.
can Baker Mayfield like
No.
Baker Mayfield can win a Super Bowl.
I don't
yes.
know if he can.
But like we just talked about, like Patrick Mahomes, like
bro.
He
you
makes
need everything
so
to
many
go
mistakes.
right.
He makes so many mistakes.
He is so electric and so fucking fun. Bro,
He is the guy
but,
I want to watch play quarterback more than anyone.
Yes.
He is my favorite
Okay,
quarterback
wait,
to
sorry.
watch.
This story just got really crazy.
Oh my
Derek
God, yeah.
actually did run to get gas, and
That adds up.
he says, Joey, I'm running back.
That's crazy, bro. I knew it. Okay, put the phones down.
That's sketchy. I wonder where they are.
Somewhere in Florida.
I know, but like 1 a.m.
All right, let's
everywhere
just
is
move on
sketchy.
from this game at this point.
Yeah,
At this
I don't
point.
think we have as much of an interest.
No.
But what did you guys? High level thoughts on Wild Card Weekend? Even though the Vikings Rams had nothing.
Suck balls.
Good, because I fixed the NFL playoffs. I fixed it.
did
I
you?
did it.
Please.
I figured it out.
How'd
It's
you
very
do it,
simple.
Adam?
And it's actually something that the NFL is considering next
I
year.
think we talked about this.
We did.
not? Yeah.
I think the NFL needs to move to a 1 through 14 playoff.
Oh, yeah,
and
no,
that
wait, I hate
does
this.
not mean that 7 and 7 from each conference. I don't
I
give a
hate this.
fuck about
I
the
hate
conference.
this.
I want the 14 best teams in the playoffs. And I just want to see what it's going to look like, all right? Because I get it. The divisions might make sense here and there, and you want to be a division winner, and you could still be a division winner and you get an automatic bid. But I don't care to see Texans, Chargers. I don't care for Commanders, Bucks. I want to see an NFC versus AFC matchup. That's what I want to see.
You told me this, and I went and put in like everything, and this is exactly how it would
You
look.
did it for this season.
This is exactly what your playoffs would look like.
Tell me this is not fun.
By the way, every single team that made the playoffs this year would have made it in your scenario as well.
Okay.
But I think if you did it like this, it would change the way
The
teams.
the matchups are fun.
Okay,
But
I
it
was
would-
gonna say I don't give a shit about the seedings. Just give me the matchup.
But
Yeah.
it would change how teams would play week 16, 17 because if you didn't need all these things and maybe you were out of it, like if you just had a win and it was like go by record and then
Yeah,
point differential, then maybe you have a more exciting end of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I'm more intrigued now. I
The
think you're
Bengals,
right.
Hey, we got to put
That
up
would be
50
fun.
points.
I think you're right that there would be
There'd be
more
more
on the
ties,
line in
yeah.
week 18.
Could you imagine
Yeah.
if the Bengals were like, all right, in order to win, regardless
Well,
of what the
and
Broncos
every-
do,
every
we need to
seeding would
outscore the Broncos by 21 points.
Yeah, no,
That'd be
okay, I'm in
sick.
love.
Fun.
I'm in love. I'm in love.
And so the 2 buys
Yeah.
that would happen. It wouldn't be the Lions, or no, sorry, it would be the Lions and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Still,
word, perfect.
Two
So
best
the
teams in
seeding
league.
would be 1 Lions, 2 Chiefs, 3 Eagles, 4 Vikings, 5 Bills, 6 Commanders, 7 Ravens, 8 Packers, 9 Chargers, 10 Steelers, 11 Rams, 12 Broncos, 13 Bucks, 14 Texans.
Fun.
Okay, give me the
Texans,
matchups.
If the Texans didn't win their division, which obviously they did,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have been in. The Seahawks still get fucked at 10 and 7.
Yeah. Fun.
All right, so the matchups that we would have had this
Yeah.
week.
Before you go into it, can I pitch quickly, like in 10 seconds or less, what happens with the division winner that I think and Jack doesn't like? I think if you win the division, it doesn't necessarily give you the automatic bid if a team has a better record than you. It's your tiebreaker. So essentially, like if you won the division, but there is a team that has a better record than you, you beat that team because you won the division, but you don't get an automatic bid necessarily.
It makes sense. He's saying you don't get an automatic bid for winning the division.
But it
so like if
becomes
you're
the
8 and 9 and you win your division, you're not in the playoffs over a
Oh,
9 and 8
so then
team.
this is
But
totally different now.
But if there's 2 9
No, I'm
and 8
just saying
teams,
that's my. You didn't like that rule, so the way you did it is different.
I think if division should matter, if you win your division, you make the playoffs, but you
I agree with that.
reseed 1 to 14.
Sure.
That's
I
what
agree
you're
with
doing.
that.
So this is what the matchups would have been this weekend if we had Adams rules. All right,
Fun.
It would have been Texans at Eagles.
fun. Weird. I don't know why. Just
Fun.
NFC,
Bucks at
AFC.
Vikings.
so fun.
So
Super
fun.
fun.
What?
Broncos at Bills would have remained the same.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah. Rams at Commanders. I don't know.
I just feel it's fun. I
Yeah,
can't tell you
it's
why.
okay. Steelers at Ravens. Ugh.
Yeah.
Still stuck with that shit.
Yeah, we're stuck with that and Broncos at Bills, unfortunately. But we would have had Chargers at Packers. That would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
That's
Justin
where
Herbert,
in
Justin
Green
Herbert,
Bay-
Jordan Love could have been.
we would have been
could
able to
settled the
answer our
debate.
question.
Oh my
Yep.
god.
We could have settled the fucking debate.
Where would that have been in Green Bay?
But yeah, at Green Bay at Lambeau.
Wow, in Lambeau.
Winner in Lambeau.
Oh.
With the Chargers. Oh my god, the Chargers got
They would have gotten
stomped.
curb
Oh
stomped.
my God.
Oh my god.
No, but Texans Eagles. If the Texans they did this week and the Eagles did this week, Texans probably beat them.
It's
That would have been a fun game. Bucks Vikings would have been so sick.
I like
Oh
the
my
idea.
God.
I still kind of hate it. I'm a bit of an old man yelling at clouds type of thing. Just don't
You've been
fucking
doing that
change
for a
it.
while, yeah.
It's kind of my shtick. I think I just don't like.
so
Change
the reason
that
I
much.
brought it. The reason I brought it up
don't.
is because
Yeah.
the NFL is actually revisiting changing the playoff seeding, given how this season unfolded.
But they're not going as extreme as you're suggesting.
no, they're not going as extreme. I just think my extreme fixes it.
Yeah, they're saying their proposal is to just do. They're still conferences, but it's just the 7 best records in those conferences.
Correct. Top
And your-
4
and-
teams
but
by
your-
win percentage would get a home game instead of a division win.
Yes, and but your divisional winner does guarantee you a spot in the playoffs.
Correct.
Yes.
3 teams this weekend played on the road, although they had a better record than their opponent. So
Yeah.
essentially what they're saying is like, you still make the playoffs, you win the division, but if you
Wait,
had a
who
worse
was the
record,
other one
then you're
outside
gonna
of
be
the
on the road.
Commanders? I know
It was
the
the
Vikings.
Commanders. The Chargers had a better record.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the Vikings.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
I
I just think a 1 through 14 an AFC versus NFC matchup would be fun because the idea of AFC versus NFC in the Super Bowl is I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck.
I do. I do. It's just like the
I
way
actually, I don't give a fuck. I want the 2 best teams.
I want the 2 best teams.
Yeah.
No.
Like this year would be Lions Chiefs, and that happens to be AFC. NFC.
no.
I'm kind of with you.
You
Like,
guys feel the same way in other sports?
dude, yeah. Like I actually wish, like I know it's not divisional, but like I think Ohio State Texas should have been. That was the Natty. That was the 2 best teams in football. You know what I mean?
No, I
The
think,
NBA?
I think Notre Dame would totally beat
The
Texas.
NBA?
I think Texas is ass.
Give me the 16 best teams.
No, but like no.
But it's
No.
still-
Why are we handing
no.
out participation
Because let
trophies?
Pat be old
No,
man.
because sports are divided. The league is divided down the
We-
middle. These teams
America
play each
used to
other.
be divided.
These teams play each other.
We
the best
still
of these
are
sides
country
meet
divided.
each other at
Let's
the top.
bring each other together.
No, it's like The Dodgers and the Yankees are on the other side. They meet at the top. The Lakers and the Celtics, they are on other
What
sides.
if it
They
was
meet
like
at the top.
Dodgers,
the
Phillies?
Rangers and the fucking Kings, they are on other sides. They meet at the top. It's just the way the fucking sports
Could you
work.
imagine if just like you
No,
had an
fuck
opening
off.
round
I don't wanna
matchup of
no.
Chiefs Niners somehow like after what happened, it would just be sick.
Well, that wouldn't happen because we didn't make playoffs.
No, I know. I'm saying just like if things change.
What are you talking about? Chiefs
I
and Niners, they are on
know
those
we're
sides.
tired. I just thought of a really fun game off the top of my head. I think we should play.
Okay.
All right. How can we fix every single playoff team that lost?
Okay.
So we'll go through every single team that lost a playoff game in the wild card round, and how can we make sure that they win a playoff game next year?
Okay, Chargers.
You go out and get T. Higgins.
Okay,
Love
I had a
that
different
answer.
thought.
What do you do?
Yours
You
is
remember
gonna be
Space
mean,
Jam?
isn't it? Yes.
Oh.
And then it was Mike's special drink.
Yes.
Okay.
You give that to Herbert in
That's
playoff games.
such a good idea. Yeah.
Right?
So-
Jim Harbaugh is saying this is my special drink
Yeah,
that
just-
had
oh,
me
this is
win
Justin's
games,
special drink.
and he
Go,
gives
go,
it to
go, go.
Justin
Yep.
because
Yeah.
he lacks confidence.
I don't know what it is.
He doesn't have a
Because
winner's
the team in the
face.
regular season, they would have won.
He has a bit of a loser face.
And a
Of
loser
a guy scared to win.
He does have a look. I think it's because it's like he just looks like he's going through puberty
Yeah.
still.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
But actually get a wide receiver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
T.
think
Higgins
is it
would
just
help.
you get T. Higgins? Maybe
Yeah.
like a running back.
No, I think
Reinvest.
J.K. Dobbins is
No,
the-
I think you don't get complacent with J.K. Dobbins and you get another young stud,
Yes.
put him in there, and let that whole thing open
I
up.
also think you got to get another young pass rusher because Bosa and Khalil Mack are both.
But
getting
they were good.
both
Steelers.
Steelers. I think.
Get rid of Mike Tomlin.
I don't know if that's even.
Yeah, that's
Bro,
not going to win them a playoff game.
No,
It's
to win a
fucking
playoff game
stupid.
next year, you're gonna have to somehow like sign Sam Darnold. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say become a top 15 offense in the NFL.
Yeah, sign
you
Sam
could potentially
Darnold.
Get a
win.
better offensive line still. I feel like
Get
they
another
struggled for
receiver,
years.
get another-
Well, that to me is the craziest thing is that they never like they only had
They
George
traded
Pickens,
away Deontay Johnson.
and they got Mike Williams, but they didn't even really play
Yeah.
him. So like invest in skill positions.
I would say just
Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson and getting meaningful playoff run.
to wrap it all up, become an above average offense.
Broncos.
There's so many things wrong with their offense. Broncos,
Not much.
you need
not that
Bo
much.
Nix develops more.
Surround him with 2 more weapons.
You need a technician.
Like
route
we
runner.
said, I think it was a technician route runner to pair with Cortland Sutton and a running back.
Yeah.
Packers get a new training staff.
Yeah, get healthy.
Get really healthy. The defense is fucking awesome.
Yeah, keep drafting as well as you've
And
been
then
drafting.
keep Jordan Love healthy.
Yeah.
Because I am thinking about it, like I do like to give Jordan Love shit, but it's like
He was hurt all
I
year.
think he was hurt all year. You can never get in a groove.
Last but not least, the Bucks.
Like get Chris
Improve
Godwin
on
back.
Improve on defense. Get a couple. Like I don't think they have one game changer on defense. the
No,
Bucks.
I'd say Vita Vea,
But like
Levante David.
they're
Antoine Winfield.
dude. I don't think there are any like game changers anymore though. Those are like names from when
Monday
they had their
Davis,
Super
I
Bowl
think.
run that they were
Yeah,
great.
fair.
Like, you know what I mean?
Improve the defensive side of the ball
They
is
need
the
a
obvious
lot.
answer for that. Selfishly, I hope Chris Godwin signs elsewhere because I'm going to draft Jalen McMillan obnoxiously high in fantasy.
Oh,
Just
he's
quick,
fun.
quick little thing.
And then should we try them with the Vikings or Rams? Just
Yeah,
just
for the-
Vikings, Rams
for the
preview.
clip.
Just real quick predictions.
So
or
if either of them lose, if the Vikings
Well, the
lose,
Vikings won.
the Rams won.
The
all right. So
Vikings
the
won.
Vikings
Rams
won.
won.
What do the Rams have to do to win a playoff game next
The
year?
Rams won.
The Rams
what you
need
do for both sides.
to invest heavily in the defensive side of the ball,
Like so heavily,
like just everything,
especially the secondary. The secondary is awful.
and give a absolute fucking mega nuke max contract to Quentin Lake,
Who?
friend of the pod.
Oh yeah, give it to him. Sorry, Quinn. Give it to him.
How many more years do you guys think Stafford has?
2.
Dude, maybe. I think they have to draft a quarterback soon.
Same.
You would think.
They
right?
will because they're a good organization.
Yeah,
They
and
will.
they'll get some stud that like
You
we
know,
kind of
they'll-
know.
They'll be fine.
You know what? They'll,
Yeah,
they'll
I
so much
agree.
develop like Drew Allen into a stud.
No, Drew Allers.
What about the Vikings if they
They'll be
lost?
top 5.
Or
All
we
right,
just-
so
we
the
just
Rams
won?
won, and
Yeah.
what do the Vikings have to do next?
Run it back.
Run it the fuck back just with Sam
Run it
Darnold.
the fuck back and get home field because you don't get boned.
Trade JJ McCarthy.
Yes.
Ooh.
Get what you can.
Like what pieces do they even have to add? That's the thing. They're,
That's what I'm saying,
they're
run it
so
back.
complete.
Run it back.
I saw a crazy theory again, which we talked about before the draft, but was Vikings go out, trade for Herbert, JJ McCarthy goes to the Chargers, and there were some other things involved with it, but it was
That was
like,
before this year, right?
no,
Sam
but I
Darnold goes
saw
to the
it got
Jets?
I saw it
You saw it
got brought
again?
up.
It
Yeah, I
happened
saw it.
again?
Yeah.
I'm not doing the Chargers have to trade Justin Herbert thing again. I got
I don't know
clowned
what
for
these
that.
teams need to do.
Well, I think it would be because remember against the Lions too, like their offensive line looked horrible.
Yeah.
Invest in the offensive line and run it back.
Yeah.
You'll be good.
Last but not least, I just high level thoughts. Mike Vrabel signed an extension. Got hired today by the Patriots.
I mean, don't care that much. Kind of cool that he's like a Patriot for life, but AFC East guys go.
Scared. Very scared.
Are you both scared?
Very scared.
I just have seen this before.
Yeah.
They
I
just-
posted
they
a
said,
video.
I wanted Vrabel.
I posted a video last year. when they got rid of Bill Belichick, and it was like me dancing around celebrating. But then the very end of the video
tired. It's 1:15.
was me sitting in a chair spinning with like the "Hello Darkness, my old friend" with like. But they just hired Mike Vrabel to be their next head coach, so it was a little bit of foreshadowing.
Should we wrap up?
Yeah, he's gonna be. They're gonna be sick.
17 in the morning.
Shout out 117 in the morning.
Y'all love these.
Long episode. Lot to talk about. We'll be back. We are going to be watching the Vikings game tonight together. So check that out on social. Yeah, you can hear our voices. We'll be back on Wednesday. We got a lot of things to talk about.
Real quick predictions, actual predictions for Rams Vikings. I know we already talked about it.
Because the game hasn't started when this comes out.
Yeah.
So
super
score.
Ooh, I'm so bad at these.
I'm gonna say Rams. I'm gonna say the Vikings 27. Rams 18.
Weird numbers.
Vikings 23, Rams 20.
Oh my God, I was going to do the same thing, just opposite. Rams 30, Rams 23, Vikings 20. There you have it. Happy show. Happy Monday.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Go football.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.